feel if they take an advantage, they can actually take towers with it, right? Whereas before we were joking about the like Meteor Hammer Rubik, but there was a real problem where they just could not actually take objectives. Here you've got a Dragonite that can hit the tower, and you've got a swap save if you try and lasso the Dragonite when he's hitting the tower. So for me, it feels like way more cut and dry in that Tundra like can actually pressure objectives.
Yep. I would agree. The fights look more straightforward too. Initiation was a huge problem for Tundra last game. They have, you know, a bit more reliable, I guess, with DK to maybe get a Blink or Silver Edge, and then you have Avenge Swap to play around with. So hopefully the fight should be a bit easier to enter for them. They want to try and turn this series around before they get eliminated here, as they are on the brink. And you know if they lose this game, oh man, it's just going to be, why draft Weird Hero for Thompson every time?
Yeah, probably.
Why can't he play something good?
But I will say, there was some talk about the stats difference between Pure and Nightfall. Pure being the most active carry, having the most kills at this tournament, versus Nightfall, who has the least deaths of the entire play pool. And Pure also has another stat behind him. He also has the highest tower damage per minute, which he's playing Dragonite again, which he, I believe, did at least once during this tournament. Sometime during the groups, he played that as well. That's we're going to see that put to the test. I mean, he likes being such an active carry, both in kills and tower taking. And I do think that this carry Dragonite is relatively unexplored. With the Fire Dragon facet, I feel like I've only really seen Pure make use of it and make it look good. So I feel like there's still a little bit more here behind this hero that other teams haven't quite taken a hard look at it yet.
He farms pretty fast. I mean, people definitely underestimate it. He can clear through ancient stacks in the form as well. I think the hero's kind of solid. Like, maybe he doesn't get a lot of gameplay because he doesn't stand out in any of the categories, but old, reliable Dragon Knight, sometimes that's what you need to get the job done. Especially if you can boost them up with some extra DPS, which they have.
Yeah, they do have a lot of that.
Is once more winning this mid lane against GPK. I think this is a very favorable lane for him. Not much Puck can do about just spam Fade Bolt with outlast hits. Should have a level advantage.
9 class in some trouble. Hard to take these melee fights against a Snapfire and a Troll. That's always going to be troublesome. So First Blood goes up to the top lane, and Pure, every single time we look down here, man, he is being pressured. He's got double bracer, he's got a stick, he's had buried out salves, and it's still not enough. This Bat Rider +1 that Miro and Save keep running are just doing some heavy work.
Did take 0 points in the armor so far, so his regen's a little less than it would be, a little less armor. More offensive power, trying to secure the range creeps, and he's CSing fine. This looks rough, but I think he's doing okay. You don't want to give up the kill for sure.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's chilling.
He's perfectly fine.
Your boy Fury, he's going to walk it off right here.
He is indeed, because of the ward. No, he's not. The final sticky napalm and hits will do enough.
Your boy Fury's chilling. He's
chilling in the fountain right now.
Chilling down here right now.
Having a nice soak.
That was purposeful. That was...
Yeah.
Space created. This mid lane really opening up the gap now. Thompson closing on level 6 as well. Would love to get the solo kill here. There's some potential.
Yeah. GPK trying to ward that up with the early raindrop pickup, but that also just means more economic damage done to him.
Oh yeah.
He is right there next to Pure in net worth right now.
Not the greatest spot for him to be, but I mean, you're probably losing most lanes in this meta with the Puck. Not a position GPK is unfamiliar with on this hero as of recent. This is mainly a hero for BB team that they're going to try and stall the game, rat it out, and just become a scaling beast on. Still a tremendous late game hero. You are going to outscale Thompson here no matter what. Just a question of can you get there on good footing. Spell Steal is up. Grabs a phase shift. Spooky.
Continuing the battle, Flame Break with Whitemon joining in, trying to get the kill on Save, but they just ran out of damage. And if they keep chasing, Toronto Tokyo has actually mirrored this rotation. TP down to bottom lane. Everybody's making a run for the power rune. Let's see if it's top. It is indeed. Still going for the kill, but GPK is going to come back in and see if he can snipe out one of these supports. And it'll be 9 class who fails to get the kill on Save. Thompson can't quite get the vision to fade bolt down save, so he tries for Toronto Tokyo instead, who's a little bit tankier. And without a stolen spell, he steals Shredder. That's not going to do enough.
Not getting the good spell steals here. Phase shift, level 1 Shredder, not exactly the highest impact.
No.
What you want in this part of the game. Still winning the lane quite handily, but Tundra unable to do something with it. You almost wish the puck were stronger so he coiled you or something.
Yeah.
I mean, the other move he could make is onto this troll before he has the 6. But there's just been no rotations up here for Ramses, and he's going to go down in the 1v2.
He's got a bunch of stick charges, but he doesn't bother to pop them. Just, there's no way back to the tower.
Another kind of clunky early game for Tundra.
Yes.
It just feels like they're on the back foot. They haven't made a lot of like double support rotations to try and open up the lanes. They're doing decent on the CS. That's the one saving grace here, so it's still very even across the board, but giving up some kills doesn't feel great. Miro's getting a lot of solo time down here where he's just not pressured at all, which means this Brewmaster ulti is going to come out way before Pure has his own Dragon form. That's going to create an innate pressure point here as Thompson looks for the rotation, steals.
That's not going to help you too much, but sheer numbers.
Oh, he netted him.
Will,
he got it. Big spell steal.
Wow. Level 1 Berserker's Rage. Got him with the 20% chance.
I mean, when you get him, you get him.
That's true. And now look.
He's punching the tower. Didn't TP bottom though, TP mid, which means
yeah, which means Whitemon is going to try and TP in to help as Save is taking all this tower aggro. He almost dies the final shot, but managed to de-aggro just in time. Push through the gate though. A second goes. Toronto Tokyo sees that Pure is low and way out there. Gets a shot that brings Pure quite low. The cookie isn't quite good enough. Wait a minute. Pure is going to be able to get away, and Miro
needed the blast. Costs them so much here. You would have had 6 on the brew. You would have had earn charges.
Oh, yeah. What a difference that would have made. I mean, Miro's going to stick around and still get his level 6, so it may be possible he still manages
Yeah,
to...
he might just ult on the DK here.
Yeah, just go for it. Yeah, they hit him down with a slow, and now it's easy to run him down. Well, that
was kind of anticlimactic, but it works out for him.
Pure is really trying way too hard to stay in these lanes. Am I wrong?
I mean, he is a Dragon Knight. Like, you don't want to abandon the lane too early.
I guess so. Thompson, he'll get the rebuttal kill at least with the stolen orb.
Something here. He went treads this time instead of the boots of travel as well. So tankier in the early game. This also takes a lot more benefit of the extra damage this hero gets off the spell amp.
Yeah, and much better when he steals Berserker's Rage and turns into melee form.
He can start beating on some towers here. Will feel worse as the game progresses, and you know, you're not playing around the map as much, but didn't do much for him in that game 1. So
no, Nightfall. Nighttime vision can be spooky sometimes. All of a sudden, 3 heroes out of nowhere.
Oh, Thompson getting some work done here. This is the type of Pure one.
He bumps a Dragon Form, hits the stun, a swap back with the extra shield. He might just be able to live as that last bit of kisses is not enough. So, good read by him to pop the Dragon Form and hit that stun onto GPK. Ramses recovers with the swap.
An older generation of carry bailing out the younger one, some might say.
That's true. In fact, this team in some ways bailed Pure out of having to play offlane in the first place. That's what he did on the old BB team. GPK tried to hit him with the missile, doesn't land. Phase shift dodges that one. BB.
He's going Maelstrom. I told you it's all about the right click Rubik now, and you doubted me. The Gleipnir build up here for Thompson. He's going to be dealing the deeps. He's going to be locking him down. I actually like this. This sounds cool, this game.
Did you actually say that?
Well, this is the classic Gleipnir into Meteor Hammer into Butterfly build-up that we were discussing game 1.
All right.
He might have even watched the VOD back. Inspired here.
He's like, what did I do wrong in that game 1? Let me go back and listen to the English commentary. See what the casters had to say about that. This is a nasty situation. We'll say something about the mid Rubik. Thompson really puts himself in there.
I mean, you have to, right? You got it.
Yeah, and well, it also means that he ends up dying a lot. Especially with the way defensive. The BB team would play pretty defensive and reactive.
Yeah, that's a type of fight that GPK is super happy to take, where he can come in and clean up instead of being the first one going on.
Yeah.
I mean, his tower is gone. His laning phase was rough, but he is going to start to recover here, especially if you give some of those high net worth Rubik kills away. These are not the deaths you want on your mid here right now. You want to continue to snowball this Rubik out of control.
Thompson, never one to let a death keep him down for long. Immediately goes back to the aggression, and Miro is not going to pop a primal split. Didn't respect it early on this go, and then 9class shows up and seals the deal.
Okay. Back on the board. Thompson continues to grow his advantage. Almost max in the arcane supremacy here. Start dealing some big damage on these stolen spells. This feels kind of like the point in last game, though, where you have to start controlling the map better than I think Tundra did in that previous game with this Rubik, because, you know, you're going to take down some of these tier 1s, but are you just going to get stalemated out here again? That's the big question. Can you push through this kind of period? Double damage on the Rubik with treads, though. Pretty scary. Some scary right clicks about to come in.
Miro, is he going to die again? Oh, good flame break. It stops the stun. Might give him the opportunity to get out the primal split. It does. Now, there are still too many heroes that maybe the primal split... Oh, never mind, with kisses, and they're all grouped up like this. Oh, Thompson, he's going to die as he's targeted down by the primal split. Almost got the Bat Rider there, but he's saved as the toss up in the air from the Storm Panda bails him out from 9class. 9class now, his ultimate is ran out. He doesn't have the damage. 1, 2, 3 heroes all sitting on like 100 HP. Just Tundra unable to bring enough heroes to the table to finish the job.
Man, supports did work in that fight. I mean, there's so many spells cast by this Bat Rider. You get double flame break off, and then the kisses just raining in, cleaning everybody up here. BB team living with so little HP on so many heroes. I feel like you wanted to swap the Rubik here just to keep Thompson alive with the shield, but doesn't end up working out, and then you're just trickling into this fight.
Yeah.
But again, another fight where GPK is super happy to come in and just cast everything after the damage is done. And just like that, BB team are in the lead, and that Rubik momentum got squashed.
And it's bot time for Battle Fury Troll at 14 minutes. No, we've talked about this. Maybe not the biggest fan of Battle Fury, but does it really matter if you get it at a fast enough timing?
That is true.
Aghanim Scepter for the Venge, obviously. Ramsey's still trying to build that one up. When they have that, it can be a lineup that is just go, 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 go. Maelstrom's done for the Rubik. See if he steals a little shredder.
First time this patch. Surprising.
You know who's getting the blame if they lose this game.
Oh, Meander?
Yeah, for picking Thompson Rubik again. They're like, you know what Thompson's gonna do.
I mean, this looks
Thompson's
fun,
gonna Thompson, you know?
This does look fun. Like, he's doing some decent damage. You also get that spell amp on the chain lightning procs.
Yeah, I'm
Not
sure.
bad. Not bad. It's gonna be farming up a storm.
I'm sure when Whitemon's crying at the losers interview,
Jeez,
he'll at least be able to
say that, man.
wipe away those tears and have a soft smile. At least Thompson had fun. Coil into lasso. Ooh. A deadly combination that no hero on Tundra can survive through.
Third death. I didn't even notice his score was 2-2-3, but now it's 2-3-3. Ominous signs here for Tundra as the Rubik's game has just fallen apart for the second time.
Okay, but don't have the Ags yet on the Vengeful Spirit. Maybe that'll tie it all together.
Brewmaster's really strong right now.
Yeah, they want to use this Primal Split real badly. Ramsey's just getting caught here. Nobody can really bail him out. Okay, Ramsey's now with the Ags is going to be able to go for the second life here. And as Sage tries to get close, almost gets blown up. And Ramsey will die second time in his illusion. And 9class will die to the kisses. Thompson, who started this push dead, comes back on the end of the push dead as well. Pure is surrounded by heroes since he's dropped down by the Storm Panda. They might be kind of strong and tanky, but They don't have anything to stop.
It's just
They
collapsing.
keep on hitting it.
Absolutely crumbling in this
Eli
game.
tulosta mun
Tundra are finding nothing.
armeijakirja, niin vahingossa tulostin koko saatanan kirjan. Ja kaikki vittu kuvat ja kaikki.
Were Tundra ready for it? It doesn't seem like they were. They just lost Ramses so easily here as that Axe flies in. That's the only thing that bails him out a little bit. But
well, he specifically did bait it. That actually makes it worse. They specifically baited the X. He had it sitting up there on the high ground.
like Thompson isn't at the start of this fight. He comes in, casts a Fade Bolt, dies 100-0. Pure's kind of late to the party, gets tossed with a tornado. Just super disconnected here from Tundra. If you're going to take that fight, you need to be there with everybody the second that BB team dive, or you're TPing in during that.
Niinku onneksi tulostin nää kaikki vitu kusiset kuvat ja kaikki.
Game, he's almost higher than Pure at this point after a disastrous laning phase.
Yeah, like he was the lowest core off of the laning phase, and now he's about to be in second place.
Cannot let this game spiral too much more. If you're Tundra, you're going to be out of this tournament. The BB team perhaps feeling very comfortable here, up a game, finding the momentum here in this game too. Arcane Rune on the puck, cruising towards this troll BKB. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a beast with that. You just have to outman fight the troll in this game. You don't really have ways to kite him too easily.
Tundra, they just have to shrug off the failure because they've hit the Aghanim Scepter on the Venge. You've got a mid Rubik. You've got to carry DK. You just have to keep taking the fights and hope that they work this time around. And a pick off on the Bat Rider and then another one on Toronto Tokyo is a good start to things. Got to be careful of this dive, though. Night Class, he wants to keep it going. They'll finally get that kill. GBK is here for a little bit of a punish. Coil underneath tier 2. Roll out the barrel. With the Vessel doing damage to Pure, he still has his toggle he could do, so he's not that low.
Yeah, did also go this Midas Armlet build, which is going to scale really well in this game. Like, he will be a beast at some point, and he's still farming very well. He's going to do an insane amount of damage in this DK form, especially with the other buffs.
Oh, he hit safe right as he blinked in. Ramsey's not able to take advantage of it because he's right next to the cliff, and where did Nightfall come from? Came in from behind and will help get the Venge double. As they'll kill him and his little illusion too.
Awkward fight for save, but gets the job done. Another lasso kill on a big core target. And you get the D-ward as well. Super valuable here. Secure more farm for the troll and continue to power up. Miro going for the Radiance here. I do not mind it at all. This is quite a good Radiance game just from the evasion standpoint. Tundra have to kind of just fight through you with the physical at some point.
Yeah, you've got a bunch of right clickers that are all not going to go NKB ever, considering it's a Maelstrom Rubik.
And you have no way to really turn the Radiance against him. No illusion creators or anything here. No real pipe builder either. I mean, I guess you're looking for it on the Sven eventually, but it's going to be very slow.
Yo, I got to go back to it though. Like, if you're going to build the Gleipnir, wouldn't you want the Rod of Atos first? On Rubik, specifically.
What do you mean Maelstrom farms your Rod of Atos? Rod of Atos doesn't farm your Maelstrom.
I guess so. You're right.
Kävin kans tuolla porukalla.
Well, he's finally going to get that Gleipnir.
Kävin pankkiautomaatin pitkästä aikaa ja...
Extra control could have helped.
Mä en ole yhtään varma, että missä mun firman kortti ja missä mun henkilöllisyyskortti on ja kaikki muut vitu turhat kortit. Mä löysin vaan mun 2 pankkikorttia ja autokortin tuolta.
Okay, Gleipnir and BKB.
Lompakosta.
I feel like it's a timing where...
Mä en oo, mun mielestä niitä pitäisi olla siellä.
They have the horse fights.
En tiedä.
If he gets to it. I can see it.
Ei kukaan ainakaan ussinut niinku meikäläisen
Sven armor?
pankkikortissa mitään rahaa.
Okay, what's the rest of his build? Do not say... Do not say that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like evasion versus...
Ei mun äänillä on tapahtunut.
Not too bad.
Mukavaa tää.
Speed for your lightning procs.
I'm gonna unplug your microphone.
I mean, there's a moonshard option if
you're not gonna give me analysis.
No, firman tilillä on rahaa.
That's legit. Look, if he had butterfly, he lives there, man. he 100% survived.
Sure, man. Sure.
Another Bat Rider gank that is
No
successful.
nyt on nää vitu Warhammerit on vallannut mun kodin.
Yeah, Bat Rider's destroyed.
Täältä on joka paikassa.
I mean, this is a hero that Dave just played well on. Very methodical hero.
Lahdessa käytettiin viimeksi Virman. Eihän me Lahdessa käytetty Virman korttia. Käytettiin omaa korttia. Se oli oma kortti se.
Save as an initiator is really nice for this team because you know, he's one of their guys who kind of dictates the fight.
Ei kun mehän meinattiin käyttää sitä, mutta sit mä en muistanut pin-koodia.
And I really thought it was going to be Tundra with BKB on Dragonite that would be trying to take the Roshan pit over, but BB team get it for free.
Big Roshan for this troll can really hold his BKB in the
Kävi
fight now.
maaleja.
Make sure he gets on the right targets. Especially in this troll and Dragon Knight matchup where it probably takes a little while to wear through all the armor Tundra presented here. Pharasma and GPK will definitely help with that. Actually getting some more magic damage and amp in this lineup for BB team for once seems pretty good here because you're not dealing with an early pipe and you're up against a lot of physical mitigation.
Yeah, that pipe is going to be coming pretty late as White
does at all. It's a slow build up on this support Sven. Whitemon does not get a lot of farm priority in this team, though he is 0-0-6.
Good for him. I actually think that's probably bad considering the number of times Thompson has died. Probably wishes Whitemon and tank some of those lassos instead.
Well, blink up for Pure. Maybe they can start the fight on their terms for once. Love to burst down that Brewmaster.
Can they burst down the Brewmaster fast enough, especially with any disables that could come in?
It's very close. They're gonna maybe try for it.
Okay, it's gonna start. Oh, immediately a silence on 3. That might ruin things as Miro does get telekinesis. They do manage to blow him up, but look at this Kisses coil combination. They're almost all dead just off of that. It's Pure with the BKB is the only thing that's keeping BB team from demolishing Tundra on low HP. Nightfall ran in with his BKB and couldn't actually get anything done there.
Ei kai oo käynyt silleen oikeesti.
A beautiful combination between Toronto, Tokyo, and GPK that like.
Mikä mä laitoin mun lompakon? Laitoinko mä siihen fantasiapussiin mun lompakon?
Didn't just try and ult there. He threw out the.
En olisi lörähtänyt sinne lompakkoon.
Trying to clap and just died during that duration. He had a chance to get that split.
Ei sinne pussiin ja mä oon heittänyt sen pussin roskiin. Ei, on mulla lompakko, mutta ne voi tippua sinne pussiin.
The puck did its job. But without the Brawl, the extended fight's just not that
big. Pitää mun käydä duikkaamassa
Troll really couldn't get it done. I mean, this Dragon Knight is a beast, man. I'm telling you, with all the buffs, like, he does some damage, and he's extremely tanky on the front line. That's a 3-man silence.
Into a 4-man coil into 4 heroes all getting hit by some sort of kisses.
The stolen napalm.
Nightfall just kind of left running around with his BKB, not hitting anything.
I mean, that really evened out this lead. Tundra should be very happy with that fight. And the fact that Ramses is staying this high on net worth on this offlane bend bodes well for them.
Pitää käsitellä, missä on firman korttia.
That third, fourth solid position, he's keeping up at farm.
Ei se uusi henkilöllisyyskorttikin maksaa kun vittu 100 se.
Gotta maintain your core status. Also helps Whitemon push towards this shard and pipe. His team fight wins are super big for Tundra supports because they just don't get a lot of the map outside of them. Whereas the bat and the snap can clean up camps, clean up waves. Naturally going to use more with the time.
Yeah, I mean, we saw last game the Marcy really failed to transition into a core because they weren't getting a lot of those kills
Ihan
off
elämää.
the map and never really got to that BKB basher timing. Maybe this game, a few more fights go the way of Tundra, though they are still waiting out the Aegis on BB team.
Not a very successful Aegis for them.
No.
Lost a bit of their lead, didn't win the team fight, didn't really take over enemy areas.
9 aamulla Peltsu.
Massive Aegis usage. They got like 1 good lasso kill out of it. That was kind of it.
En mä ottanut siis veikä nyt pitää sen verran sanoa, että en mä muista, että mä olisin ottanut niitä pois lompakosta.
Like they kind of smoked back to it, and there wasn't anybody there, but I think they could have gotten a lot more out of this period.
Sen verran nyt pitää sanoa. Enkä mä ota mun siis ihan oikeesti mä firman kortteja ja henkilöskortteja yleensä ota siellä lompakossa. Aina minun voi lörähtää. Kun mä muistan siis, oikeesti mä fyysisesti muistan, et se, kun mä heitin sen fantasiapussin, mä muistan, että täällä tuntuu, että aika painava. Ja mä olin silleen, että no mitä väliä, mä heitän varuskin. Mä en saisi katsoa mitä siellä sisällä on. Mä mietin, että olis mä laittanut mun lompakon sinne fantasiapussiin.
He almost has BKB, so
Ja
he's gonna be right clicking a lot.
I mean, I will say this Rubik's gonna be a lot tankier in this game than the last one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like you BKB, throw that spend shard armor on him, then just mitigating some damage. We saw Ramsey swap Thompson in that last fight just for extra shield barrier.
Autolla katsottu, ei oo
Not
vielä.
that easy of a target to bring down unless you start.
No
with
en
blasting.
jaksanut kattoo
Yeah,
pussiin.
we're like half memeing about it, but it's also half real. Save, spotted, blink. Goes for the TP away. They have the vision, but they don't have the
They
stun
lost.
as they lose the vision for the magic missile, and 9 class could not hop to anybody.
Big plays. I mean, those are the kind of moves that get you 1 or 2K net worth lead on the map.
Yeah.
And look, see, they gained gold during the Aegis period. Success.
Yeah, like 300 gold. Satanic into Basher for Nightfall.
Smoking back to that ward that was still there.
Oh man, this high ground
Pitäisikö mä
ward
tutkia autosta
finally
nopea?
pays off for them. It's just stayed up for so long now. BKB.
Mitä vittua Topsilla on inventorissa, voit joku nyt kertoa mulle? Gleipnir PKP Rubik.
Just too powerful. He's hit his timing, Austin. What can you do to him now? He's invincible. He is the Grand Magus.
Eiku mitä paskaa se inventorissa on?
Armor, he's got
By their entire team.
yeah.
And
Onks tää
he
sit
just
joku
waited
syy,
to
minkä
buy,
takia
walk
meillä
out,
on
didn't even steal a spell on the way out.
I mean, would be fitting that
Gleipnir.
an intelligence mid in this meta, the way to actually play it is just purely through survivability.
Let's go on Hurricane Pike. He's gonna be up. This Rubik's he's about to pike somebody into the lower bracket. I'm telling you, are we in the lower bracket? He's about to pike somebody out of the
Shove them out of
tournament.
the tournament.
Monta... Sorry. Yritän katsoa,
Soon done
monta...
for the brew is definitely going to help mitigate the Rubik damage here.
Why does it feel like when I watch Thompson, I don't really understand Dota?
Because you don't. Compared to this man, you don't.
That's fair.
Plays a different game than the rest of us. I've come to accept it, and so should you.
No meinaan, että nyt on aika paskaa. Sitä
I guess you
meinaan.
came to that revelation a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately. I know what these games are like, man. I've been in them.
The Thompson effect. What is it like playing against?
What?
Like legitimate?
Oh, let's just relive your career drama live on cast.
Tell me about the lowest point of your career. $18-10, 2,000 net worth lead for BB team. Satanic is on its way for Nightfall. I mean, Nightfall is still kind of cruising.
Juu, joka pelis.
He's fine, I think, with the way the game is going, but I do wonder if he is looking at these heroes from Tundra and going, what? Am I going to outscale them?
I do not think this troll outscales him. I think maybe the puck does. If we're talking, 6-slotted puck dancing around a fight, I can see that. But
You
there's
think
a
the
lot
Dragon Knight is just going to beat?
I think the Dragon Knight with
big?
all the armor behind him and swap is gonna massacre this troll. Like, you're not gonna be able to stick on somebody as Ramses, and I just don't see him doing that much damage. There's a wave going through. The damage is getting pumped up on the side of Tundra. You have displacement spells. You have save mechanics.
Yeah, he has like 40 plus armor when he's near the Sven. That's without Warcry being actively used.
There's a bodyguard that's gonna go through for some
that's
lifesteal
true.
and
Bodyguard?
bonus armor. There's so much armor on this lineup. I don't see Troll doing anything in these fights. It really has to come down to the supports and the puck carrying the load. Ooh, big blink. Can now smoke, counter gank it.
You just built a Revenant's Boat at some point.
Still only level 2 Brewmaster ulti. Kind of sad for Miro.
He does not seem too intimidated, though. He wants to take this fight with the coil. The Dragon Knight's already down to half. They coil. No, wait, swap. Swap back in. Nightfall's on top of him, though. He's trying to finish off Pure, but he can't quite get the ensnare. The BKB and the movement speed is allowing him to stay away. Finally gets it now, but you can see the armor. Nightfall's really not doing that much damage. It's up to GPK. He's got to do all the work.
Rubik.
Do so. The Dragon Knight goes down. Troll goes back into it. The Rubik, he's trying to throw the whirling axes around. He gets the Gleipnir, throws the damage out in Nightfall. Can he do it? Ramsey swap back once again, and a Stormhammer to put him down. The Troll finally
Kappas ei toiminutkaan, kuka ei uskonut. Hetki aikaa ja katsoin silleen, että mitä vittua.
And he is touching everybody.
Oh, was so close to being glorious there, but it all fell apart at the hands of this Brewmaster and Puck, as the long fight is just so favorable for the Radiant Spur and all the Puck spells. I mean, you're looking at the damage output. I mean, there it is, right? This is not a fight that Nightfall wins. This is a fight the other four cast members carry and just split it all across the board.
Rubik did 2,643 total damage to Troll Warlord.
I mean, he messed him up, dude. Like, you're laughing, but this Thompson, he stole Troll, just sat there and beat the living crap out of him. I'm pretty sure he even got sidekicked at some point. Like, that almost worked. That was kind of terrifying that almost worked.
But it didn't.
He eats MKB, man.
He actually does, yeah.
It's evasion.
Well, they have all these counters to Troll, but doesn't matter if the Troll isn't carrying the team fight. You're right, it's the Puck. The Puck is the one who... I mean, he has 4,000 less net worth than the Troll, but he did... I feel like he was doing 40% of the damage in that last fight.
He definitely did. He had the highest impact for sure. GBK is now level 20, has his Waning Rift cooldown. He's a menace.
Oh, they're going to break out on the open. Bedroom into trees. Nightclass still managed to get the initiation, though, onto the Troll. It's not good enough. They get a force staff. He actually got down to the low ground. BKB activated. Not the greatest situation for him. While Thompson starts going to work with the Axis. Berserker's Rage. He throws damage at Nightfall. Nightfall's like, I don't want that. Not the Rubik, man. Not the Rubik. Flame Break bumps him back with GPK dead. Tundra, a hunt for whatever heroes are left out. Get over it.
Dude, somehow that Puck just got caught by a Stormbolt.
Oh my god, Toronto took it. Surprise!
Rudy's he's a monster. Don't net him. What is happening?
Wait, how is he gonna live? He's stuck. Alright, well...
The beast cometh.
He's coming for you. Berserker's Rage, Rubik. He's coming. I'm losing it watching this Rubik, man. What happened in that fight?
I mean, I'm pretty sure GPK, he blinked into the AoE Stormbolt, I think? I believe that's what caught the Puck, and then he just had every single target stun instantly thrown on him through the Lincolns. Like, there was a lift, there was a Venge stun. I almost didn't even see GPK.
Ei ollut jotain askarteluliimaa tuolla tällä kertaa.
I mean, you can just stand there under all your armor, under all your ores, and there's not much big threat left. They got Gem out of that as well, I believe, on the Sven. Yeah, closing in on Pipe. Really big team fight win here for Tundra, and man, it feels like Ramses is just carrying the load right now. He's doing a lot.
Come back to
the swaps, having the 2 lives, presenting these
ihan just voit olla varma.
Team to fight through. Yeah, he's dealing a decent amount of damage as well. Has a full Hurricane Pike completed. He has kept up the farm really well in this hero.
That fight also started like the worst possible way, where the Troll gets jumped on, and they defensively force staff him. He ends up down the cliff, having already used his BKB.
Yeah, he ended up in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
That's exact.
Somebody dunked him when he still had his cell phone in his pocket. It was not cool, man. Well, after winning that fight, Pipe is almost done for Whitemon. And that'll be a huge answer to, well, like we've been saying, like one of the biggest threats is GBK's Puck. That'll start narrowing down the damage a good amount.
Yeah, but Austin, your boy Pure.
Yeah?
Your boy Pure is hitting pretty hard right now.
Yeah?
This man's doing some damage. The benefit of all these armor ores behind him, he can just go glass cannon. And he's a glass tank cannon.
59 armor.
I mean, he has Bloodthorn Dado. He has no defensive item. And he has basically 60 armor in the fight.
Yep. And that's still level 25 is coming up as well, where he could get another 12 armor if he wanted to.
See how BB team want to take this fight. You can just lasso drag somebody here, but you have to think about the swap.
Swap, though. Yeah.
So maybe you have to flank, look for the Venge, or just start the fight with, like, Coil, Run, and Brewhold.
You don't want to go for the Venge.
Ball's pretty strong right now. The Hurricane Pikes have also come out. This Rubik is no joke, man. He does some decent damage, and he's very tanky. I feel like this build has panned out a lot more for Thompson. He's presenting at least more of a scaling threat than last game, which I think feels nice here.
Yeah. Ramses now has his 20 talent.
Ei vielä olla
So,
haikkarissa.
stealing away some of that armor and damage, so even he is just naturally pumping out more.
And we just saw Pipe and Vlad's finish on the 2 supports here from Tundra.
Yeah,
They really big aura items.
huge aura items. They have the shard that went to Ramses, so he's now going to have that bouncing magic missile, which is dangerous for the puck. Just more disables for the puck and Brewmaster.
It feels like Tundra are in control of this game right now. I don't see BB team fighting them head on in the final 5. The aura stacking is just insane right now. And you
Niinku
don't have to
otetaan nyt
wait
hetki
for
aikaa ja se niinku
This one,
innostaa.
go in coil, BKB bat, pull someone out of the coil, and you can shoot some kisses on them. You have this one little window, but Swap can ruin all of that. Aegis makes it so you can't do that on the Dragon Knight who's frontlining. You're not going to go on some of these heroes like the Sven or Marcy. They're not big enough damage priorities.
Yeah, anticipating Tundra to push up to the high ground soon, as they have a minute and a half to use this Aegis against BB team.
Almost level 25 on the Dragon Knight as well. Be curious to see which talent he takes here, honestly. I think you're taking AoE stun because, I mean, what does 12 more armor do for you? It's like 3-4% more resist. Who cares?
And back up to that top tower, which is already low. Pure will finish it off. He's just one little creep or two away from level 25. But BB team are not going to challenge him, it looks like. They're going to let him have this lane of barracks during this 60 seconds. And Aegis is still in his pocket. BKB completed for GPK. That'll go a long ways for his sustain in team fights. But too late to defend the base.
Tundra scaling in this game.
Vielä 2 tämmöstä pitää rakentaa.
They feel very confident about it. They get another Roshan here. They're going to be in firm control. Still a little bit of ways away. They can just clump. I don't think you're doing anything with the tail end of this Aegis.
80% physical resistance.
All right, hear me out here. Oh, we did take the armor.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I get it. It's a very good talent. All right, hear me out here, Austin. Picture this. 60 minutes. Clock hits 60 minutes. We get tier 5 neutral items. Pure walks up to a camp. He kills an Ursa creep. Down drops his token. He selects that token. He sees unwavering condition. Is he immortal?
He actually might be.
Is he invincible at that point? Little mini DK.
There's like no pure damage. Bloodthorn plus Dragon Tail stun.
Oh, he's gone.
Single target is Tundra's specialty.
Jos nää voittaa tän, niin mun käsitys Dotasta muuttuu taas.
Nowhere close by.
Dotassa voi sen jälkeen trollata ja tehdä mitä kaikkea paskaa ja silti voittaa.
A little bit of a walkabout.
This is like some ritual sacrifice. Like, you'll go find him. You got this. You got this, man. Send one out of the base. You got this.
Mitä puuhaa on siellä? En varaa
Big fine.
Lasso, all right.
juttuja.
Even support pickup would be good enough maybe to stop this push from Tundra. But Tundra want to keep it going 4 versus 4.
Ole buybacki ees.
Pure down to about half has his Satanic, of course.
BB team are happy with that. This gets their Brewmaster back online. No damage really done. You can just keep poking here with the puck.
Good heads up from Save, seeing that opportunity off of the high ground ward that's right up here in the triangle, and they're just kind of like, okay, he's pushing forward. No, the other one, the dire ward. Yeah, that one.
Man, timing out soon too. They have Gem, just missed it for that entire duration.
I'll take that.
Well, Marcy doesn't want to get found the next time, so Ninja here. Next time he's underneath the ward, he'll be smoked.
Well, this a little Aviana's feather for the Rubik. Perhaps benefiting from the evasion here, Austin. I love being vindicated. Ooh.
He's not built Meteor Hammer or Butterfly. You got
Doesn't
zero
matter.
vindication out of this.
Doesn't matter. I was right in the end.
You weren't.
He's a right-click beast.
BB team, smoke up the right side of the map. A move
This Dragon Knight is insane.
that is designed to get behind him here. They cut the wave, so Tundra see that. They're like, okay, yeah, they're out here. They're smoked. We throw the scan out. BB
You
team
can't get a
going
good
hard.
angle here, though, because you have to go uphill no matter what. And your
Well.
lanes are all pushing in right now. I mean,
Mä oon melkein valmis tässä projektissa, et antakaa hetki
Yeah,
aikaa.
they force you back.
there's no reason for Tundra to chase.
I mean, I
The
guess
failed
they
smoke.
cut 2 waves, so that's
Ken Lasso here, no Aegis anymore. Oh,
Link away. Ramsey's got to make sure he stays close enough. Lincoln's getting broken through. BK being activated from GPK.
expensive.
That's not great for him. And Tundra, you're going to want to use the rest of your Dragon form now that BK...
Tundra on joholla
They
tässä
need to get a
pelissä jo.
smoke. Even a small bit of weakness here from BB team could lead into a big opening. Nine Class is looking for it. The rest of his team is moving north, though. They try and slip inside the base and get the pick off, and they're going to run into GPK. Will they have the Dragon Tail into the Bloodthorn? They've got him controlled up. No BKB. The Glide Bear, the damage. A swap back, and that'll finish him off. And there's no fight back there either. Nightfall with his BKB. He doesn't
Bruins.
do anything, man. They are full HP on Tundra.
Ei ehkä
There's a
vittu
BKB,
jaksa.
and they're just going to end the game. It's done. They can't handle it. The carry Dragonite is just too much. for
Rip
BB
mun
team.
publat.
Gary Rubik is too much for BB team as Thompson puts
Oi
on a
jumalauta.
Rubik scaling masterclass right there. Take some notes, ladies and gentlemen. This man finally got the game he was looking for. He ends this game 3-6-12, but that does not tell the whole story as he absolutely demolished them in some of those fights. Just way too tanky. That is the name of the game here in the meta. Tank up, be unkillable, you win Dota. And they had a lot to make them unkillable in that game.
Siellä on semmoset
Stacking
ilmeet, et
armor
mitäköhän
wars,
vittua
Piper
just
eventually comes out.
tapahtuu.
You can't dispel this Fen shard on the Brewmaster. You have a troll who's doing 300 physical a pop. That gets reduced to around 30. Nightfall is just questioning his entire existence in this game too.
I'm
Puck is
questioning
not
it
good
too.
enough to carry it.
These were weird wins. Both game 1 and game 2, it felt like
Yeah.
there was just a team that was scaling up, and the team that was not scaling up
Se on 1-1 vasta.
couldn't do anything, and the game just sort of like naturally just reached a conclusion where both teams just kind of like shook hands and agreed, well played, you have successfully gotten to the 45 minutes, the game is over.
I would kind of agree with that. These are very slow-paced games, which means if you're going into game
Ah.
2, you should
Alkaa
maybe behind the scale
9
a bit more
aamulla.
than the tempo. Because, yeah, maybe the tempo is more important for the tournament overall, but right now you're in this series meta. You have to recognize it for what it is. If both teams are going to play a little slow, farm up, and go for that late game, you want to be the one who's at least winning that late.
Curious. What a series this has been, and I'm very interested to see what game 3 has, but I'm even more interested in what our panel has to say about this game too.
mistakes. I even described it as methodical, Brian, and you're like, that's exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, that second game was a day and night difference performance from BB Team specifically. I don't want to take anything away from the draft. Like, we were wrong, but I do believe that if like Liquid or Gaimin, for instance, had the exact same draft, like they would have won that game just purely based on the situation that they put themselves in.
Thanks for defending us, Brian.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
I mean, I wasn't gonna do it, so someone had
It's not as inspiring to watch a game when you feel like Tundra was more so capitalizing on BB Team's mistakes.
I see.
Rather than making really cool plays or like coming out with something new. So it's like Tundra's a solid team. They're obviously top 6 for a reason. So if you make these type of mistakes, you're not going to win against these guys. Like BB Team's gotten here like with not the most convincing tournament performance thus far. We all kind of believed in them in rallying in the lower bracket. They've done this numerous times this year, and like I would just say both these teams are making me skeptical for whoever wins, like moving forward in this tournament, basically against Falcons tomorrow. I think it is, right?
No,
Well,
it's
they're playing
whoever
against
wins.
Quest.
It's whoever
Quest.
wins between Quest or Falcon.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what it is. Fear, though, we're going to look at some more great moments from BB Team, despite the fact that they weren't able to close this one out, because you thought this was a great convincing moment for them.
Yeah, I mean, all the early game, a lot of the pieces went together here. Miro didn't get bursted in these fights as well. The kisses got off, the coil is off. Like, everything that needed to happen, and I thought their draft looked so good. It's overwhelming. You don't have that on Tundra here. BB Team was really exploiting that, making it work, and kind of as Brian said, as the game progressed here, this kind of stopped happening for them. Heroes got bursted, and this is to Tundra's credit. That happened a lot. They found the right picks. I think they needed the right item timing. It's also up to BB Team to not let that happen. Either itemize for it, be ready, be positioned correctly, but their early game was great, and they were setting themselves up.
Katsokaas tässä. Nyt on tämmöstä ammattimaista. Nyt voidaan hetki katsoa ammattimaista touhuilua tässä näin. Mulla on sinitarraa. Ja nyt mä oon tehnyt nää jutut näille. Niin. Jokaiseen voi laittaa ihan pikkusen sinitarraa tohon eteen. Ja sit niinkun tähän tälleen. Ja sit se pysyy siinä.
It just speaks to like the potential of Tundra's lineup. Like they have so many stuns, they have a lot of burst. The Venjora, the DK ults now being like a damage ability rather than the like utility of the old. So you see what happens when you get like slightly out of position, a little bit of mistake, and Tundra's ready to punish you for it. And the fights were day and night difference, as Fear mentioned. Like when they had all 5 in numbers for BB Team, that's what the early game looked like. I feel like this was just the story of the game. Early game, overwhelming power. Later on, they're always missing one component of the entire puzzle, and then it just breaks apart, as you saw there.
Yep. The day is going on for these two teams. You know, poor BB Team. They've been here since, what is it, the middle of the day, I'm pretty sure, playing their very first series. So it's been quite a long, arduous day for them. We don't want to hold it up anymore. Let's go to a break. When we do come back, then we'll have that third final game that will decide who ends up staying in our tournament and who gets eliminated.
This guy dies with Vance and everyone.
I can swap, I'm gonna stun, watch.
I'm stunned.
I got tired. Stunning him.
Dead.
I swap you top S4.
Yeah.
Guys, we can fight around DK. Sure. Good fight, guys. We need to kite. Guys, good fight.
Guys!
Watch
No
bomb,
DK
watch
behind
bomb.
this guy.
This guy, no BKB, guys. Look, Marcy. Okay. Nice, good fight. Good shit.
Eikä suutuu. Tai siis suuttuu, kun mä ammun ne. Mut miten voi suuttua? Oikein hyvin tehty. Paljon siellä YKK, VQC, 2 pitäis mahtua vielä. Katsotaan mahtuuko. On valkoinen tommonen ei väli. Sitten on kohtalo hetki. Aika tiukka. Pyöreä kulma pois tuolta. Niin, tää mahtuu vähän enemmän tonne päin. Good enough. Oho, se on mennyt rikki tossa keskeltä. Ei silloin väli. Sit. Siinä on 10 taas. Älkää nyt chatti douttakko yhtään. Tää on kierrätysarmeija. Ja niin kun aina puhutaan, että niin kun lapsilla pitää olla niin kun parhaat kalusteet, että pääsee leikkiin, mä todistan vääräksi. Ei vielä. Nytkö on valmis? Ollaan jo aika lähellä. Nyt yksi pitäisi vielä mahtua. Altente. Täydellisesti. Täydellisesti. Taas yksi pataljoona valmiina ampuu. Jos et vähän haluis minmaaktaa, tässä vois saksia nää ylimääräiset pahvit pois.
Even trollais.
Pysyykö testi? Pysyykö ympäri? Pysyy! Yksikään ei tipu! On hyvä!
Split is dead! Go fight, just stay together,
Yeah.
Guys, champ. Nice.
A great winning game number 2 there for Tundra. It is taking us to a game of 3 in this elimination best of 3. Right now, these two teams sit in top 6. But if they want to get just that little bit closer to top 3, then they're going to have to win it right here and right
Sama
now.
käsittely heppahemuleille.
Game 1 and game 2, and the highlights of a best of 3 is what small meta forms and shapes up within these two teams.
Apua!
And Avery, I said it before, they left us with some good questions, so I'm going to bring it back. Do you
Heppahemulle
change
puuttuu.
your idea
Eikö Iverin luokse
how
yksi
you draft
heppahemuliryhmä?
to fit the fact that they're going late?
Siis tämmönen
Game
alusta.
1 and game 2. Do you go for that scaling, or do you try and bring that overall meta of a higher pace tempo and just try and shut down these long lineups that want to be able to buy time for themselves?
I think if you're a BB team, just play what you're playing and just play better. I think that's really what it comes down for them. For Tundra, whatever works for them, right? Because they made a couple of change-ups that we haven't seen before. That was Ramsey's, I believe, 6th hero being picked now. So he played a new hero. It looked really good for them, showing he has some versatility. And maybe that's the strength of Tundra in this series, just showing that they do have that versatility. They have that flexibility, and they're going to show things that we have not yet seen from them, but they can still execute it.
Drafti alkaa.
I'm looking at these bans here. Sven is probably the one that sticks out the most because you don't see a lot of first phase bans being changed up. Normally when we get to a game 3, that's when we will see 1 or 2 heroes sliding through.
I really like that ban because Whitemon, he did some
Of course you do.
really good like war crying in that game.
That was really
impressive.
he
war crying.
This is even easier than Bristleback pre-act, where you didn't need to click. You were basically clicking 2 buttons, carpal tunnel syndrome, while playing Bristleback. And Tiny's still in a pool, Sanking's still in a pool, with the supports.
No tuleeko Sanking ja Tiny 2 megapikkiä? Nyt kaikki...
Also some of the offlaners like the Darkseer.
Kaikki jännittämään yhdessä.
Tiny as a hero is just... His facet is too broken.
That's the other hero, Sand King and Tiny. I feel like these are the premier heroes of the first round.
Kato, tuli!
The Tiny is available in the first round last game, but the Snap and Sven were also left in. There's kind of like some team-specific bans like the Doom and the Nyx that are coming out that are allowing these heroes through.
Noin, siinä on toi.
Whip out the Shadow Fiend right away. As the first game they picked it 9th on BB team, they themselves had the Sand King. I think the one thing about Shadow Fiend is you do need the reliable initiation to make the Requiem work. We saw the Sand King plus Batrider in game 1, which made it look really clean and smooth. So now it's a matter of, I feel like Sand King kind of addresses all the problems that Tundra had in game 1, which was complete lack of catch and ability to punish like these Blink Dagger cores. So kind of good. It's going to be a different story either way, even if they end up winning with it on the Shadow Fiend. Like the way they win is going to be a very different picture with that Batrider ban.
One of the issues that they had no BKB piercing ability, so you had this Batrider blinking in, getting the lasso off, Shadow Fiend and Ursa Blink Dagger plus a BKB, so they had to watch. Like you're watching 1 or 2 of your teammates dying pretty much instantly, so I would like to see something from Tundra, something that can stop this Shadow Fiend, even though you have Yasha Kaya, so your Requiem is almost instant, but if you have quick fingers, you still might be able to cancel that Requiem from going off.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things you need to play versus stuff. One of them is going to be BKB. It should be a pretty good lane versus Sand King. I haven't seen it too much, but it seems like you should be able to bully him as long as you do have the detection there. But I really want to see BB team ban Spirit Breaker. Yeah. I've seen so many games of the Shadow Fiend versus Spirit Breaker, and they've all ended the same. Shadow Fiend just losing, so hopefully they ban it here.
I was wondering if I agree with the Spirit Breaker. I'm wondering if they decide to pick it up here, but then Darkseer still in the pool as like the ideal offlaner to enable it, so then you're left with this like chess game of do we take Darkseer here, do we take Spirit Breaker here?
Just don't give it away.
Yeah.
I feel like SF is just one of those heroes
Mä
where your
tykkään tästä
whole
enemmän.
lineup revolves around this hero succeeding, and if it just doesn't at any point in the game, you're susceptible to just losing. So I wonder if they're thinking the same thing.
Yeah, because if they don't pick it now, if they don't split it, it's gonna be most likely Darkseer plus that Spirit Breaker coming out.
If they don't pick it, I hope it's... that's not really a response. I was hoping it's like a preemptive counter to Darkseer Spirit Breaker. I think we'd all be shocked if it's not exactly those 2 heroes here. What else is there in the wheelhouse for ideal like BKB piercing disables against SF?
Pakko tehdä uusi tommonen.
I do think it's easy to play for Shadow Fiend too. Just kind of wait in the back line. BKB Chronosphere him. Even if he does get his combo off, he will die every single time, but it's very hard to pick that hero in the meta right now, whereas picking Spirit Breaker is, you know, just pretty easy. You just kind of pick him, and you find a way to make him work. He's not too difficult. Surely SB Sanking, those heroes don't synergize a lot together, at least in the early drafts, but everyone has their own idea of how they want to play the game. I know some other teams would have snap picked it already when they play versus Shadow Fiend, but surely every team has an idea which works for them against this hero, because this hero's been very popular in pubs for a very long time, and that does not surprise me at all. The Spirit Breaker will come out, and the biggest issue I have with this matchup is I normally see the Shadow just going for Yules early on to deal with the Spirit Breaker, because technically that is a good item versus Spirit Breaker, but the Spirit Breaker buys a Shadow Blade, and you don't always have detection to see this, and he will find you eventually, and he will lock you down, and it almost always leads into a death.
Yeah, so the reason why they didn't pick Darkseer is they wanted to keep this flex open with the Sanking, maybe find something better in the mid lane against that Shadow Fiend for Thompson to play, and Shadow Demon, not the hero that we've seen quite a lot, but it's a hero that does ruin Spirit Breaker. If you have the vision on him, you get that ulti on top of him, you stop, you dispel his bulldoze, and then you can kill him. So good response, but lacking stunts. Like, I think the last hero needs to be like some blink stun initiator for BB team.
No, I think you made a really good point of if you have vision with Spirit Breaker, and thus going back to the Shadow Blade build. And I've seen oftentimes, right, you'll sit down vision and then you group on top of it, hoping the Spirit Breaker comes, but the map is very large this patch. Spirit Breaker doesn't mind farming away from you. If you're going to group up as a team, he will just go ahead and just...
Zeus that I mentioned in the game number 1, I don't see any heroes that could threaten a kill on Zeus. These are not backline jumpers by any means. They might still pick one. Good matchup against Shadow Fiend. Flex this, Sanking to an off lane, maybe take an L, do some lane shenanigans, so that he can come back into the game.
No more Rubik mid?
They could still do it.
My theory behind this gyrocopter pickup is that yesterday Tundra ran...
No pitää varmaan peru koko turnaus, ei tästä tuu mitään.
The only carry in the game that's really that great against Enigma in lane that is also a viable carry is the gyrocopter. And so, like, I think their idea...
Ensimmäinen peli on 10 tunnin päästä, tai 9 tunnin päästä, ja täällä ei ole armeija koottuna vielä.
It is laning against whether you flex it to mid or off. I feel like that's the only reason you would pick ET in the slot that you picked it, knowing about the Spirit Breaker counter to the SF and the Darkseer combination. So I think BB team is kind of doing the classic, like, something they are notorious for, which is all-inning laning phase with this tempo and like mid-game team fight, and it's either gonna really own and they're just gonna shut down the Darkseer and the Sand King at the same time and walk all over them with like an Aegis and 3 items on Gyro
To be.
And Mars seems like the best one.
Another ban?
Yeah, synergizes with SF, so they go for the Enigma ban. I think you have to prioritize your game plan on BB team, like you said, Fear and Lacoste. I feel like the lane counter DK is kind of just a stable. Don't really worry. Like, they've got the Dragon lane top. That's a pretty stable lane overall. I don't think much loses to it, but much doesn't beat it either. So
yeah, that's a triple Dragon in the safe lane with Chikiro and Dragon Knight. Very difficult lane to play into. Maybe some Miero Pangolier, but I don't think it's going to be an easy one. They could go back to Brewmaster, which is still available. There's a lot of things to be dispelled in this game with Bulldoze, Iron Shell. Shadow Demon's going to come in super handy for that one. You did mention the Yule Scepter build on Shadow Fiend, but yeah, I think they have the same issue that Tundra did have in game number 1. Once these heroes go in with the Blink BKBs, how are you going to take the fight?
They need something like extravagant here, nothing that Miro has played yet. Because I'm looking at all his heroes, none of them seem good enough versus the DK. Like the Brew against, literally you pick the DK with the red fasted to counter him right now in this meta. So I don't think you want to go that particular route. I don't think you want to go for the Primal either.
What about some Slardarino?
Slardar versus high armor heroes, I'm not entirely sure about that one either. I don't know. Something that's going to win the lane, initiate, like maybe some Bat is banned even. I'm kind of stumped here. I'm not entirely sure what glues this all together, and this is what I was afraid of. Like, he has to do a lot of stuff in this game. He has to be the initiator, he wants to counter pick his lane matchup, and I don't know if he has the heroes available left to do so with all these bans.
Maybe you do all in the lanes. Like, I'm literally with you guys. Like, maybe I was thinking for the game, but maybe they just... I mean, they're obviously taking a really long time to pick here. They had pretty much all their reserve time left over. I like the DK for Tundra because it's like a pseudo-Sven in regards to, you know, the vacuum. You have the follow-up splash damage coming out from a pretty high damage carry. It's not going to be as much burst, but they have a lot of ways of keeping them locked up in place. They have the Ice Path, they have the Burrow Strike. Tundra's teamfight's looking really scary.
I think you just have to slaughter, right? That's the one that really makes sense.
Yeah, I think
okay.
So much catch. I think you just had purely all in the catch here. Play the map, basically.
They've got minus armor with the Shadow Fiend. I guess DK doesn't have as much armor as he used to have.
To do so, but I think Tundra got this one.
All right, well, one final quick question. I'll direct it towards you, BSJ.
That's
here.
Me.
Yeah. Is the Spirit Breaker, how would you want to play against him exactly to ensure that he can't do what he wants to do to the Shadow Fiend?
I think you're going to have to let the Shadow Fiend or somebody else get initiated onto and play off the disruption counter initiation with your own BKBs. Hopefully you hit that timing before the opponent. Like these heroes like Darkseer, Sand King don't want to go BKBs, so that's your timing, I think.
All right, bait him in, lure him in. Let's see if that's enough. Who's going to win? Tundra, BB team. Let's get into game number 3 with Cap and SVG.
One game to determine who is going to move on to a top 4 here at Riyadh Masters, and maybe even farther. Will it be Tundra or will it be BB Team? It seems like our panel is siding heavily with Tundra this time around on the draft, but didn't make much of a difference in game 2. Avery, where are you siding?
Tundra.
Okay,
20.
Oh! Why?
I do not think BB Team have nearly as good a shot as they think they have to win this game. I think they're going to have to execute out of their minds. I actually think this draft is one of the more sided. I felt like it a long time.
Wait, why?
I don't think you're outscaling this DK with any of your cores.
Okay.
I think you're out team fought with Darkseer Spirit Breaker, who has BKB piercing, so he's going to ruin the Shadow Fiend in the fight. I think the lane shove for Tundra looks great here with the Ion Shells, the Sand King, the Breaker. You're not really catching any of these heroes on the map if you're BB Team. The auras are going to start to stack for Tundra. At some point, their heroes just look unkillable, and you have kind of no damage to throw in there outside of if this gyro just snowballs out of control. And so far this series, we have not seen teams play super fast against each other here between BB Team and Tundra and kind of snowball games. So that's why I'm skewing it so much.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see that, though. Surely, I mean, the team fight isn't that bad on BB Team. They have Elder Titan and Tide Hunter.
They have no initiation, though.
They got some.
How do you start a fight?
Well, the Blink Ravage.
Blink Ravage?
Blink Ravage, that's right. No need for auras.
I don't think I've seen one of those
since the play in 2013.
Yeah.
That didn't actually feature a Blink, but... Well, they have lanes. Surely lanes are going to be okay, right? You've got SF versus Sand King. You got a Gyrocopter who's just being pushed into by a Darkseer. So win lanes, win game. That's a BBT classic, right? Win lanes, win game.
I would agree. I think it has been part of their skill set for a long time, though this tournament, have they been demolishing teams in the laning phase? Not as much. Maybe I just don't have as much faith as I should. They can definitely win all 3 lanes here. That is the upside of this lineup, and if they snowball from there, I think that's their route to victory. But if they slip up and lose some team fights in that mid game, I feel like it's going to crumble real fast. And we saw how insane Pure farmed on this Dragon Knight and got to that late game, and how much of a beast he was once he got there. Like, there was nobody contesting him.
They do have a lot better sources of magic damage to threaten him this time around, though, where it felt like they really only had physical damage. Thompson going in for the kill on GPK. GPK will not die to that. We'll get some rebuttal raises in Thompson's face. He has gotten a lot, though. 9 and 6. Very well played by GPK when it comes to the last hits.
This is what BB Team need. Really strong start to laning phase. Get more region out. Then Tundra are able to produce and snowball off that. Already GPK with the bottle advantage is going to win this lane even harder right now.
Yeah, now there's nothing Thompson could really do. He had a moment where it was like, maybe if you get the kill, then you could buy yourself a little bit of window, get a fast bottle, but now it is going to be full control for the Shadow Fiend. And I have not been very impressed with the Sand Kings, who who end up behind in farm in any way. Miro gonna be chased down. Blood grenade after the cleanse there of the Kraken shell. Might just take him out. The final hit isn't quite enough. It goes down to 12 HP.
Has no regen though, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Pure's gonna free farm this lane. Not much you can do about it. That lane should go pretty well for Tundra. The other two are gonna be the big question mark here. How much do you get out of this Darkseer double melee off lane, and how much can Thompson get trying to survive?
No, siinä on taas 5.
Doesn't even get the dodge.
Oikein kiva.
He is struggling in the regen department. Might need some stacks from the supports here.
You better hope that 9 class has the space to do so, but obviously he wants to be playing with his Darkseer for as much as possible. While Pure is free farming, Miro is getting a decent amount, even as they keep on trying to go on him here while he's low on regen. This will eventually probably turn into cores just trading off farm.
Man's got 5 CS. Brother.
You know, like, all right, you had your Rubik fun, free lane wins. Now it's my turn for a free lane win.
Wait, it's time to call for a gank or what? This lane's just over for Thompson. Get some stacks, call for a gank. He's going to need something here. Get a little caustic pop.
God voittaa,
He dead. He does not have enough mana.
No mangoes or anything here.
Yeah, another round of raises. But he is so unimpeded by the Sand King that he's like gotten a clarity.
Mä ärsytän, että mun työpöytä on näin sekasin tällä hetkellä. Mä en löydä mitään. Mä en löydä yhtä sinitarrapakettia, joka oli just mun nokani.
He's gonna pro strike for it. They try for the kill. Oh, he got him. It was close. It actually first blood goes to Ramses off the Ion shell.
Made the difference.
Yeah. Big difference. If he had gotten off that raise, maybe the SF gets the first blood instead.
It's a really big gain. GPK was in a dominating position. That's kind of influence that Spear Break can give you. And something Tundra were looking for, because that off lane for them is also not going much better. Nightfall is absolutely down here. Top CS in the game, top net worth in the game. Finding a lot. Thompson is going to continue to suffer. This is the downside. Like, you're going to commit resources to gank this SF, but he's just going to come back full and bully him again. So you're not really changing the situation here for the Sand King. Just giving him a little bit of a reprieve.
Gush, it's going to do a lot here to Whitemon. Whitemon with the stack up poison. He knows he's dead. He's just committing to try and kill Save. And it looks like with that last dual breath, he will get it. Save tries to draw the aggro of the neutral creeps. But they are too far away to get a deny for him.
Honestly, I think Pure is... he's pretty okay with that.
Yeah, I think so too. Miro just remains ever on this like 200, 300 HP point.
Very close early game here. Both sides trying to make some moves. Net worth is pretty even. Surprised at how much Ramses was able to get in this period. Nightfall did have a big lead early, but Darkseer's caught up. Even with 9 class committing some resources towards mid.
Wow.
He's got TB top of the shell, look for the Tide Hunter kill.
A free first blood when you have to do literally nothing for it is...
Look at this wave. It's a huge wave built up.
It's a little nasty. Triple range creeps. They're going to pop the glyph for it.
So it'd be a big kill to get...
Charge with the Ion Shell disruption after the charge through. Miro goes back into tower range there, try and hit everybody with an anchor smash, but he is committed to die.
Heads up move from Tundra. Great recognition of this wave up top. Just gonna lose so much experience on this Tide. Yeah, maybe Save gets a little bit. Well, get the return kill. That's pretty juicy there.
Raise to slow him down. That's enough to threaten Thompson. He knows he can't walk into triple raise, so he has to give up a haste rune.
Yeah, see, Thompson won the 0-0 KD.
That's true.
Lane victory.
I mean, the fact that he got level 6 not long after GPK is a win by itself, I would say.
Yeah, all things considered, he's not in the worst position.
Yeah, GPK is only sitting at 2,400 net worth. All those denies, but he doesn't actually have that much of the experience advantage. All those last hits doesn't actually have that much of a gold lead. I do think this is like, if BB team, their MO, win lane, win game, I think Tundra's MO is lose lane and come back off of lose lane. You know, I feel like they're actually one of the remaining teams in this tournament that recover from bad lanes the best.
So you're saying they're trying to lose lanes?
No, that would be your kind of analysis, not mine. I'm saying that winning lanes is not their forte compared to Game of Gladiators, Team Liquid, BB team. But They take this like 10 to 20 minute window, and I think they operate pretty well with it.
So they're comeback teams, what you're saying?
Yeah.
So they like being behind. They like the pressure.
Yeah.
Because technically they're not that behind here.
Well, they do have pressure on them. It is a Game 3 elimination.
Oh, they're
lost their advantage.
It's over. They're crumbling. They don't know what to do with this lead.
Nightfall. Through the gate he goes. A lot of magic damage from the gyrocopter will make a Dragon Knight very sad.
Oh, nice rotation from Nightfall. I'm kind of surprised we don't see more consistent gate rotations. I feel like every time we see the carry go through the gate, it works and it just feels good.
Yeah. I almost expected at some point in time that, like, carries would just be going through the gate earlier and earlier and earlier. He literally went through the gate. He didn't even stay in the lane, which most carries do. Nightfall went through the gate, killed, went back through the gate, and is still going to play for his safe lane tower.
Why is he leaving the token?
He literally did not see it.
He got pinged, though.
We all make mistakes, Saber.
No, save pinged the token.
Yeah, but Nightfall didn't know he was being directed at.
I don't understand. Are tokens like for scrubs? Like, I'm not going to pick that garbage up. Get it yourself, save.
It's really funny that, like, he's just like, I have my neutral items, therefore I cannot take the half a second it takes to grab that item for somebody else.
Dude, at some point, 10 minutes from now, I swear we're gonna see save ping that like token slot again and be like, yo, where's my tier 1 guys? Oh, they found it. Hey, there we go. Wait, never mind.
You baited it.
Dude, he walked right by and pinged it. I don't understand.
Well, Bet Boom through the gate again. Miro's like, I'm feeling good. I've got level 6. I'm going to pressure this tower. Toronto, Tokyo, and Nightfall say, okay, we're coming through the gate. We'll take the tower with you. We'll kill anybody who's here. Nobody from Tundra is here, though.
Could definitely take a fight on the side of Tundra just through the spell power on the back of this Darkseer being so farmed. Already has mech. You are missing support ults. That's the big dissuader here. You already have Demonic Purge up for saves. It's a little bit ahead. Don't need that ET1 too much.
Look at this move. They have a ward to be able to spot some of it.
Yeah, GPK sees it coming.
Oh, they're smoked, actually, so...
Doesn't care, apparently.
GPK! Oh, he's going to use the early Nether Strike to make sure he doesn't get too close to the tier 2. Good disruption save. And Miro with the Ravage. GPK with the Requiem in perfect position to turn around this little gank from Tundra gone wrong.
Beautiful spell casting here from BB team. They were absolutely ready for that one. Baited it out perfectly. And Nightfall might even collect a little freebie on the way out.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. BB team, Ramses. Not going to go for the stomp. Well done. And this is BB team. That is definitely something that they have clearly in their advantage, right? The lanes is theirs, but they also have very good reactions to Tundra, right? You have Disruption, you have Ravage, you have Elder Titan Stomp. Like, when you try and go on somebody, there is the saves and then the AoE stuns to punish you.
Yeah, there's a lot of turnaround, a lot of fight reset. Nightfall is dying while this replay is going on. He's gone TP out too. Brutal for him.
Yeah, Pierre tips him for that TP out.
So this is my issue with BB team is how do you play this map? Because your lane shove is pretty limited. You have to kind of show for a while on waves to get it out. Someone's going to get charged in that time. You're going to lose map control. Darkseer, Sand King are going to push it into you. And I feel like at some point you bleed some pick off, and your lineup's only really strong as you group as 5. But you don't have super good early objective taking. It's like, okay. But like you said, a lot of their team fights reactionary, not in the initiation realm.
It means losing towers is really bad for BB team.
Yes,
right?
Really, really bad. This tier 1 mid is super important for them.
But they do have Tidehunter, probably one of the better heroes to defend towers. Giving up your safe lane tower, I think nowadays, just everyone's going to do that.
But are Tundra pressured to run into you here? I don't think they are. I mean, maybe nobody's been pressured to run into the opponent at all this series, but
that is certainly true.
I certainly do not feel Tundra think they're getting outscaled here with this tricord. I think that's why Pure went back to this Dragon Knight. He feels it's just going to outperform these carries in the late game. It's not a hero that ET can kind of sway that core-on-core matchup on either. Cannot get rid of bonus armor. Matchup just kind of sucks.
I don't know, man. Elder Titan SF, that's a lot of scaling.
It is a lot of magical bursts. Like, you will have some decent time to burst in here.
This isn't just like, 80% physical resistance, you can't do anything. Like, it's not the same kind of dragon.
Okay, but has SF Requiem combo been winning a lot of the late games in this tournament?
Yeah.
I'd say not. I'd say more often it doesn't.
Yeah.
Which is why Thompson said it's a meme.
Thompson just set it up so he could play Rubik, so.
Right, and he stole the SF spells and then he lost that game because it was a meme. So he was actually correct. Should listen to himself.
0 cooldown raise.
That was cool.
Actually, just a meme. Didn't actually win the game.
Gatling raise. Well, here's your smoke. I mean, you don't have any way to start off of this.
Yeah, it's literally like, hope you run into somebody, disruption into Requiem, I guess?
Yep. Or you just blink the SF in and triple raise him, I guess. Just gonna bait out the gyro. I mean, you can make bait plays in this game, but again, if Tundra aren't doing anything, then all these baits are useless.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what feels like it's happening, right? They're just gonna shove waves with Sand King, Sandstorm, and Ion Shells, and you're not gonna see heroes.
I think that's what Tundra took from game 1, right? It's like BB team are just gonna play very defensive, try and bait out heroes, and we're just gonna farm and
Ei voi vielä.
actually
Aivan, on turnaus 9 tunnin kuluttua.
For that reason.
Mä en oo edes lähellekään valmista. Okei, on aika lähellä. Puuttuu enää pari asiaa.
I think it's more of like a Phase Boots, Eternal Shroud, Yule's game or something.
Or just early Bloodstone. There's no anti-healing. Like, Bloodstone Shivas is super good this game. This does help you set up back combos easier. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And you don't, it gives you your team fight initiation off of smoke. Since you have the ores on the
Tämähän se on tonttu.
Or something here. So if they can make this
Tämähän se on.
now, it could be pretty nice. They're gonna find GPK hitting some mud golems, but he knows. How does he know? Because they saw him smoke and run down the ramp. That's how he knows.
That's a great story, Avery.
Thank you.
Really set the audience up for that. So they smoke to the other side of the map, head to the off lane instead. Won't find anybody there either. Nobody's home. They're all just defensively farming jungle while Miro holds mid. You know, I was looking at I think it's kind of cool. You have Shadow Demon on one side and Dragonite on the other. You know what the link between these two heroes is, Avery?
Shadow Demon and Dragon Knight?
Yeah. Don't think lore, it's not.
I immediately was thinking lore, and there is no lore.
Yeah, stats-wise, these are like by far the 2 worst heroes of this tournament.
Oh.
They have like literally like 30% win rate and a lot of games. Shadow Demon is just not succeeding whatsoever, and Dragonite, maybe some of it is just like not everybody's doing this Dragonite build, but I do think it is cool that, these are some of the best teams at the tournament, and they're taking some of the worst heroes, statistically speaking, and just saying kind of like, there are right ways and right times to still run these heroes. Pure already had that successful Dragonite game in Game 2, and the Shadow Demon is supposed to be a hard counter to the Spirit Breaker Darkseer combination, right?
Okay, yeah, but like, what is the lore link? I don't get it.
There was no.
What is the point of this?
Specifically said there was.
What is the point of this stat? People care about the lore, Austin. Statistics lie, but lore tells the truth.
Well, you want to hold your tower, Miro, but
yeah, where's the fight here for BB Team? This is not a tower you just give up for free in this game.
You just letting Dragonite take it from you.
I mean,
that's not a knight, it's a bandit. He just robbed you.
They just don't want to fight without Shadow Fiend BKB, but man, that's a hard tower to just give up for free right here with this kind of lineup.
I'm sure BB Team feels your disappointment.
I mean, Pure's having the time of his life. I'll tell you that, man. This guy picked what he felt was going to scale the best in this game, and he is just farming. This may as well be Anti-Mage Battle Fury. 10 minutes. I'm watching Burning from 2011.
The good old days.
Man's taking XP runes. BKB is done for the DK. starting to pick up that pace.
I mean, you are just behind on BKB timing and auras, so maybe it's best not to try and defend these towers. You've already got Pipe and Mech soon to be Greaves. Now you've got the BKB on the SF. But Tundra looks like they want to go for the offlane tower and Roshan. See which one they go for first.
Still looking for a fight with the auras on Darkseer here. There's a pipe on the Tide, so your Sand King damage might be a little limited, but you do have a decent amount of overwhelming magic here if you get the good vacuum.
Dire scan up the high ground, so they know they can go up there with their smoke. Almost running into the SF.
I mean, you're not going to catch GPK. This guy knows.
You know it's going to walk into him here.
Yeah, you're not going to ice path GP. Okay.
Yeah, but only because he allowed.
Yeah, that was GPK allowing. He ice pathed himself there.
He was trying to bait you. Oh, hit him with the ice path, guys. Go in. Walk into their Ravage.
Well, this is your last tier 1. You got 1 fight out of all of your tier 1s mid, kind of. You got 1 kill out of 3 tier 1s. With a Tide Hunter lineup, I think that feels kind of sad. No ways around it.
I'll take your tribute.
Man, these two teams matched up against each other just create such a different Dota than we have seen for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening in this series. This is
I want to know what the other teams in the tournament that are still in here think what's going on in this.
I'm sure they're all pulling their hair out. Thumbs up.
Minimap replay. Thumbs up. All right. Let's see what thumbs up means.
I think that was it. I think that...
Oh. Thank you, production.
I think that was just thumbs up, you know?
Getting our steps.
Oh, big ol'. Ooh.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah.
Look at him go.
Look at him go. A whole lot of movement, a whole lot of nothing. They literally just
the
entire map.
Kind of like that, though. It's like an ant colony or something.
you know, they pitched that, the production, they showed us that, and they're like, yeah, and they move around, and they get these kills, they stack camps. I love the fact that first time we get to see it really in action. Ooh. Ravage used with the Requiem, but he burrow struck out of the way, and it's still not Thompson, maybe he's good, he has Demonic Purge on him.
Missä se HP noin paljon? Ei sillä blostoneekaan.
They had the charge through, Nightfall pulled back into the wall. Rance is pushing forward, Epicenter back in. Thompson getting some revenge on GPK, not just for the lane, but that kill attempt that failed for BB Team. The team that takes the first step completely trips and falls on their face.
Tässä ei voi tapahtua mitään
came in big there, bailing that Sand King out, and what a clutch burrow strike from Thompson, man. He got that off almost frame perfect. He was stunned when he got that off, right?
Yeah, he was.
It's literally almost frame perfect here. You cannot ask for more from your mid laner baiting on the front line. It feels like the fight's already over at this point.
Yeah,
committed so much to bring him down. Didn't even get it. He goes back in with the Epicenter, backs off, doesn't die to the Death Requiem. The Ice Pass from Whitemon were absolutely on point there, and Tundra. One little play from this Sand King.
I mean, if you're going to do a one-man Ravage, one-man Requiem, and you don't even get that kill, you have 100% lost the fight.
This is my issue with the draft. Like, how many opportunities are you going to have to take this game over if you're BB Team? I feel like your spells are too big, too long cooldown, too committal for what Tundra are presenting, which is a lineup with a lot of low cooldown spells and a Spirit Breaker who can disable you in your BKB, so you can't just always guarantee that one catch.
Nightfall's like, wait a minute, hey, he's still here.
I mean, you're falling behind now. This team fight's looking scarier and scarier as Thompson. He's
comes Thompson. Hits the burrow. Slows down Miro. Miro with the pipe, hoping he could survive, save. You could disrupt somebody, but there's 4 heroes. He disrupts his Tide Hunter, and the Stomp will help clear a little bit of space, but with Pure and Whitemon still up, and 9 class waking back up. There's no escape. So Tundra, like, after this is what the panel was talking about, where if you slip up as BB Team, you lose so much ground. They use their double ultimates, don't lose the fight, don't get any kill out of it, and now, while those ultimates are on cooldown, Tundra is just running you over.
They have definitely slipped up in this game. This was a game they needed to win lanes and snowball. That's how Gyrocopter kind of functions as a carry. You just haven't had any of it. And now you're just chasing a BKB timing that has left you a long time ago. Your Nightfall here.
I like the Silver Edge build-up for the Dragon Knights, so Miro's not going to be able to just exist on the front lines. That break mechanic will kick that to the curb.
And you're going to be scared to push out the lanes because you're just going to get hunted by the breaker.
Yeah.
You know, that 5-man clump is supposed to be the strong point of your lineup. You couldn't kill a single hero with all those ults. You are in trouble. Where is the scaling going to come from on this BB team lineup? Yasha Kaya just going with instant Requiem. That might help. Maybe prevent some of the BKBs going off here. I guess Shadow Demon can scale a little bit in this game. He's so poor. Again, there's not much space to operate with, and Tundra are just jamming it in. Pops it instantly.
Breaks finds Toronto Tokyo.
Mä oon niin vitun donen, kun tää ollaan tähty, niin tää on valmis pitää, ja tää on valmis. Tää on viimeinen askel.
Kind of be the MO for Tundra, perhaps for the rest of the game, which is
enää ei tarvii enää tän jälkeen mitään.
Collecting whatever kills they can. BB team is gonna dodge fights until they try another round of Ravage Requiem.
Back into the Bloodstone Shivas. Goes Thompson. Scale continues here for Tundra as all three of their cores are powering to the later items. In fact, Shivas for Ramsey's almost done. This is a scary lineup to team fight here when your BKBs start to get low. So if you can't win these earlier fights when the durations are high, it just gets worse for you. And level 18 there for Pure. You'll get even more damage off the Dragon form.
Mä oon nyt koko best of vitun 3 tässä näin.
Well, another Roshan, Tundra.
Näitä kusisia juttuja tehnyt tässä ja ulkominen järjet.
Gotta play for it at all. Tundra has very good vision behind that tier 2 mid where they saw some heroes anyway, so they know BB team isn't even in the neighborhood.
Well, you can give this to Thompson or Pure. Depends if you're planning to push the high ground. You probably give it to Pure. If you're maybe planning to just run around and take outnumbered fights, give it to the Sand King, but I feel Pure's probably going to take it. And he will. So the high ground is opened up now. I mean, the high ground defense for BB team is okay, I guess. You have some health spam, but there's no toss back or lasso mechanic to kind of threaten the guy hitting the tower. So I think Tundra are going to be pretty confident to let this Dragon Knight do his job and just siege some buildings here. Assuming he's high resources.
At the same time, there's no rush to doing these things, and they can also just wait until there's an eventual Spirit Breaker pick off.
Yep. And every time there's not, you're just gaining net worth if BB team aren't doing anything.
Yeah, that is the problem with Spirit Breaker and Nyx that we've seen a bit in this meta, is that some of these teams that are gonna clump up a bit more, play really defensively, they just end up losing so much map because they have to play even more groups up.
Parempi kuin kai mulla on tarpeeksi näitä häntikunnereita.
Very blind, just point blank ravage Ramses. Hit him with the one-man Ravage Requiem.
Oh, that's one way to get the job done.
Yeah. And I guess they will take a bit of space during this death timer for...
I don't even think Pure knows his offlaner just died. He had like 0 reaction.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's nice, man. I'm gonna go keep farming.
Okay, so presumably you have 3 minutes left on Aegis with no... Do you go high ground with that? Get the lanes back go for it?
I always think you can, but the right answer is probably always no. Again, I feel like you're comfortable with your scale here. Like you get the Bloodstone on the Sand King, Shiva's on the Darkseer, another fighting item on this Dragon Knight. Are you falling behind in your relative power during that interval? Not really. You're pretty comfortable here. Still got some levels on the ultimates and some talents to get on that level 18 and 20 that are pretty close for a lot of these heroes.
Glass searching behind the tier 2. Thompson finds it. Got the jump on a GPK. He gets off his BKB, but now that BKB is on cooldown, especially with no Requiem and no Ravage, there's certainly no way that you could stop Pure taking this tier 2. Oh, Muro. Uh-oh. And that's just one of those random Spirit Breaker pickoffs that we're talking about. Because every once in a while, whether it's through a direct charge or a random charge like that, they're going to find a kill.
Dude, the damage from this Dragon Knight, it gets intense here, and the break is just going to slice and dice as Tidehunter. You are not a frontliner anymore. Pretty much only have one play on these fights if you're BB team, and that is blink, ravage somebody, and blow them up.
Mut puuttuu yksi handkunneri. Sitten mä katsoin, olisiko tuolla yhtään.
Just throw everything on. Another great charge. Save is absolutely done here.
No tää.
Dead.
Go higher. Old Aegis.
Got enough pickoffs at this point.
Don't have a wave bottom.
Yeah, that's a little awkward. Backdoor protection down.
Coming back up here. Thompson doesn't care. Stalled up Scotty for the draw.
I mean, who cares? Who cares about going high ground? Just keep on sweeping back and forth and finding kills. Doesn't matter if you can't go high ground if you could just keep killing them over and over again. And that's what happens to Nightfall as he tries to farm Ancients on the other side of the map. But Pure and Night Class are so fast at moving. They're able to get there and just
other BKB charge.
Shake of the shtick there, Miro.
They just have such good lane wards bottom. There's no way to get out of this base right now. Gem is on the Jakiro as well, so you have no wards really on the map that do anything here if you're BB team. You just got to play for the high ground defense.
Well, Ravage and Requiem's back up. They got a minute left on the Aegis. Do not want to go on the Dragon Knight. Disruption plus Stomp. They could definitely do some good harassment here.
Still got Aegis for a minute.
Almost killing him. Miro, oh, he cannot afford to die here. Oh, the charge comes through and finishes him off. Now they're not going to get Ravage on the second life of Pure, which is what they were kind of hoping for. And he still has BKB to work with. Even without Dragon Form, he'll just chip away at this tier 3.
Yeah, no buyback on this Tidehunter. Gonna have to get the job done with the Gyro. BKB's at Stomp. Maybe afraid of the Requiem coming through.
Yeah, especially with the Gyro about to be back up. Scotty complete though, man. He's got some stats on him.
Another interesting pickup. Very good verse. The Gyro and the SF here. Makes you very tanky versus spell burst oriented lineup. Kind of like the idea.
What surge is this?
Well, Nightfall has had his Daedalus timing heavily delayed. Not looking good.
No, it's not, Austin. This game has not been looking good for a while for them. A lot has been delayed.
God, this series has been weird.
It has been a very strange series. Perhaps they know why. Perhaps it is just ex-teammate tension. Sometimes sneaks up on you.
The fear of elimination.
Bloodstone is now done for Thompson. So.
I'll take that.
He had it last fight. He's fully capable of going in on his own.
Another 5-man smoke down mid from BB team.
Baiting the rune a little.
Oh, the charge is going to be really weird. It just runs through some of the smoke of BB team, and now they have been scouted. And Tundra, they are working their way over here now. High ground ward is what BB team is trying to play for, and they spotted Ramses, couldn't get him.
I mean, Tundra know where they are. Hey, this is a high ground. What? Oh, yeah, you got to get out with everybody here. Gonna give up your wards.
Yeah, that they double warded for a fight that they eventually abandoned. And Toronto Tokyo knows that he didn't have a TP, so I guess there was nothing else to do but just run into the jungle and die.
This is just gonna be a slow bleed out here for BB team after everything they've done to stay in this tournament and make this run. Are they gonna go out with a whimper? It's looking possible. Satanic for Nightfall, some Hopium there, I guess. You can survive on the front line a bit. No anti-heal mechanic. Should be guaranteed.
Yeah, they need somebody to be able to sit in the front lines because Miro can't do it. But it is going to be difficult when you have BKB Spirit Breaker. You know, charge, Nether Strike.
Yeah, this Breaker's been farming a lot, by the way. And basically becoming a 4th core. Incredibly obnoxious in the fight. That looks like AC for the Dragon Knight. On top of that, Shiva's on the Darkseer. Just stack the armor. Make it really difficult for this SF Gyro to pump out the damage. Maybe you even survive a combo at this point if you're pure. That's pretty terrifying for BB team.
My patience is reward. My patience is reward.
Oh, see, you got him.
Goes bottom, gets that kill. Look at him, he's all over the map. There's nowhere safe. Man, Spirit Breaker is so fun to play in games like these. The enemy team just huddled inside their base. You can farm every lane, every wave, while still being there for pickoffs and team fights.
Yeah, I'm still convinced this hero is kind of overpowered.
Yeah.
I don't know why we don't see him more. I swear Spirit Breaker is the #1 hero with this situation of every time I see him, he owns. And then he's just unpicked like 70% of the games.
Yeah, I mean, Tundra and Entity were both kind of owning with this combination of Darkseer, Spirit Breaker. Maybe Tundra, maybe they lost a little faith in it after they lost to Liquid with the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, his laning can be a little weak. High ground ward for Tundra.
Toronto Tokyo charging in, making himself the sacrificial lamb, opening up a Ravage that doesn't really hit much. BKBs from Tundra remain superior. Thompson, though, takes a lot of damage from GPK, and the shots from Nightfall add up a bit. Unfortunately, it's the Dragon Knight that's the bigger issue, and now the BKB is gone, and you have no Satanic, no lasting life for Nightfall.
Crit. Just chunked him down to size. I mean, I'm surprised
the
team got anything out of that. Let's be real. They got some decent damage into Thompson there because he's the one without the big armor item. No Shivas on him, but you missed Ravage on everybody. Requiem did basically nothing. Just a disaster of a team fight into high ground ward, and it was ET on the front lines trying to bait out the jump so that he can buy back and rejoin that fight, but he can't get there. It's too far away. The damage is done. Almost nothing has gone right for BB team in this game 3. As Tundra are looking to close out the series.
Just like that. Bibbidi bobbidi. Your base is now Tundra's property. They're going to take 2 lanes barracks and might even push for a 3rd and just see if BB team... There is Roshan to be taken, so Tundra don't have to keep this force.
Mitä tekee taas toi Tire tuolla kaikkien keskellä?
Free, actually. Okay, wow. Toronto Tokyo gets them on the Earth Splitter with save, adding up the damage. They do manage. I mean, there's some percentage-based damage.
That's a 2,000 gold kill right there.
They have this disseminate with the facet plus the Earth Splitter.
Yeah, you definitely have some ways to chunk some of his HP pool.
He did 2,283 damage from the Shadow Demon.
That's quite a lot.
Well, safe, keeping him in the game, I guess. Big kill because now they can go out and take Roshan. BB team, Tundra, they're going to fight this one without their Dragon Knight?
That would be bold.
That was the anchor for their last team fight. Ramses gets a little bit close to the creep wave, but BB team don't have an immediate punish there. I don't know, man. That was...
How did he get away with that?
I think they just got so used to BB team doing jack all that, you know, they assumed that BB team wasn't going to go
for there. That's an awkward situation.
Yeah, then it's 3 versus 5. Yeah, they're giving up this Roche.
I guess he does have BK.
Yeah,
so never mind. Maybe he can't make that play. Yeah, Roche down. Aegis into the Gyrocopter's hands. Cheese into GPKs.
Pitäis saada pahalattua siihen.
Breath of fresh air here.
Got a game on our hands. Might give it up time for the Aghanim Scepter to be picked up for GPK, which is obviously very big, especially with the level 20 talent. And again, the Elder Titan that can amp up that damage. Order.
KB to keep this tide out of the base as GPK is getting gone on right now.
Oh no, GPK is going to go down without getting anything off at Nightfall. He just cannot do the damage. He needs his support to actually threaten the Dragonite, it seems, because he certainly cannot do it. And Miro will go back for him. They take an Aegis, and Tundra just say, okay, who cares? We're ending the game. We're ending the game right now, BB team. You're going to have to use your buybacks.
Aha!
A second lane of barracks going for third.
He has 87 armor.
Oh my god.
87!
Good luck bringing this man down. Gotta wait for your Tide Hunter to be back and just try and ravage Requiem.
Are you gonna have the time? 20 seconds? This Dragonite is taking these towers way too
No
quickly.
ollut Ropeconista elämässä ennen.
He's gonna have to hit a Requiem without the setup. Maybe the Shadow Demon?
With the splash damage.
He just died with the splash damage like that.
Actually gonna back up, wait for the next DK ult.
Ihan mielellään. Mielenkiintoista haluan tietää, mitä siellä on.
More items to come in for this Tundra lineup of 35,000 net worth. Just a matter of closing it out. You got Ags on the Shadow Demon.
Ei oo onneksi R1X.
But you're missing this Satanic on the gyro. That's the biggest piece of this entire puzzle. It has never been there. Ability for Nightfall to actually stand in the fight.
Drops his ultimate and comes just 50 gold away from completing that Satanic. But the Pickoss. Pickoss might continue. 9 class and Pure. They get the hit. Another strike attempted. Miro blinks back before it lands.
He wants the last barracks here. Could just BKB kill it, honestly.
Oh, the Courier's trying to get that Satanic back to him.
He might just make that play, because even if you die after that, are you winning this game on the side of Beppu? Probably not.
Pure looking again. Drops Ward Sentry. No immediate jump. Starts hitting the building. It dies so fast.
It's gone. It's gone.
BKB activated. It's gone. They're going to take the Megas here. Can BB team win the fight, though? The Bloodstone going up from Thompson. He's staying alive. The Requiem goes off on the Dragon. I think they do manage to kill Bull. The Megas is a chance.
Tuleeko peli vielä? Ei kai.
Oh, Ramsey's went back in, and they're actually going to try and buy back, take this one.
Tappas Ramses ja Whitemon noin kahdestaan.
On top of a vacuum that wipes him out. That is it. Tundra, a definitive blow that knocks out BB team of the tournament.
Pure gets his revenge when it matters most, as he has silenced the haters with back-to-back Dragon Knight performances that just seal the deal in the late game. And Ramses, he cleans up what he left behind. What a vacuum wall at the end to just put the final nail in the coffin. Tundra back in some form, showing that they still have stuff to prove in this lower bracket. It was not a fluke, and will continue their journey here at the Esports World Cup. This is still a scary team, man. Like, they play unconventional. They're gonna build unconventional items. They're gonna play the map in a weird way. And
mä oon kuitenkin tiennyt näistä asioista aika pitkä aikaa, mutta mä oon ollut vaan laiska eikä jaksanut tehdä. Peruskoulujuttu. Et niinku
going on with the other four, but he is insanely farmed, and he's always a late game threat.
2 tuntia se
always have that man to go back to try and close it out.
No, he's had some fantastic performances throughout this tournament. There's a reason why he's topping out certain records here. And it continues with his carry Dragonite. Something that they showed off a little bit in this tournament, but this series was a big opener. A lot of people are going to be looking at that Dragonite. If you match up against Tundra, you're going to have to be worried about it. BB team, meanwhile, I mean, they had a run that, you know, for a team that so many people look at as always being like, this is a team that can always place top 4. Their playoff performance did not look like that initially. They got knocked out. They didn't make it to the upper bracket, had that lower bracket, and you know they managed to actually kind of pick up the pieces a bit. Ultimately, not enough to be able to get in the top 4. That is Tundra's placement.
Tämmönen kerran kerrasta.
Thompson on the main stage. with Tsunami.
Sen jälkeen saadaan heittää nää kaikki vittu rojut ja
of Tundra, who is continuing the run here in this lower bracket. And as a result of the run continuing, that means that BB Team's run has ended. So if we could get the key past Toronto, Tokyo.
Nyt alkaa niinku koti näyttää siltä, että täällä ollaan Varhammerellä leikki.
It has been a very, very exciting journey watching this. But all good things must come to an end, as you are now going to get the privilege of crushing a team that has done many, many crushings in their own bracket run. So I want to talk to you about this game 3. We'll take it in order. That Sand King laning phase must have been one of the most depressing laning phases you've had in a long time. Just staring at Shadow Fiend, what was it like?
Yeah, this lane is pretty rough. I think I could have played it a lot better. Like, I missed a lot of CS on the first 2 waves, but overall, like, our game plan was kind of just bring the Mara, help with the mid lane, and it worked out. He got 1 kill on him, and I had some stacks to farm back, so it was fine in the end.
It seemed like you guys had a draft advantage from our perspective. Were you pretty satisfied with what you got whenever you saw the BB team lineup?
Kiitos paljon, Action Johnson. Kiitos paljon.
I really liked our draft, and like the last big TK on 2 games, like kind of made our draft like really good. And Pure on TK is just unbeatable, so it was easy win from there.
We saw it, and how about you on Rubik? How does that go? Game 1, it seemed like you were having a lot of fun, but the fun may not have resulted in a victory.
Maybe we had like a kind of hard to play draft in a way, but I think we were also very scared. Not sure, but yeah, there's some little bit of fun there, but obviously losing, it's never fun, so yeah.
And I've been told that losing for your team can oftentimes have a bit of an impact a little bit. I've been told that your team can be a bit emotional when it comes to results, either riding high on the win or feeling a little bit low after a loss. I've also been told that you are the typical stoic Finn. So are you oftentimes actively telling your team, like, relax guys, it's fine? Or is your presence just enough to calm them down?
I mean, it depends. Like, usually we take it pretty well. I think everybody is just looking for why we lost, and we kind of just trying to like improve from that. Like, if somebody is feeling very down, like, sure, I'll try to cheer everybody up. Like, it's just, you know, it's just 1 game, like, whatever. We lost to Liquid. We had kind of weird drafts in a way. Like, I think we were in a disadvantage, and then we still brought it back on the game 3 yesterday, and like we were actually winning, but then we just made 1 stupid mistake and lost it. So it's whatever. Like, you know, we have lower bracket, we have another life. You know, just keep going.
And keep going, you shall. Thompson, congratulations on the win against BB Team, and we'll send it back to the studio.
In fight, sure. If
On mennään valmis.
maybe you have a chance.
Tätä ollaan nyt hetki aikaa tässä tehty.
They grouped up, but you just didn't run into them. You just let them group up and you outfarmed them on the map. The Spearbreaker eventually would pick you off when you're by yourself. It was a very slow-paced game.
Haluaako chatti nähdä?
All the way from the beginning to the end.
I think it's important to note in drafts that, like, there's always going to be heroes that get countered.
Ei oo huutomerkki
The
bracket.
hero that's supposed to counter Spearbreaker is usually like the mid guy. It's like a Void Spirit, an Ember Spirit, a Puck, like something that is not going to get picked on, because Spearbreaker as a support literally says your mid's going to get charged, and that's going to create problems for you. And so it's like, it's one of those counters that me and Fear, I think we mutually agree that this is almost unplayable. Like, not only are you the role that's supposed to counter him, but you're also the role that is hard countered by him. And so it's just weird in these like elimination games to put yourself in a tough to execute spot for BB Team. And Tundra, they punished them. They were put back in their comfort zone. The pure DK is something these teams are going to have to fear moving forward. It's 4-0. So yeah, looks like Tundra's proven us all wrong and gathering some steam back in the lower bracket, and Tundra and the rest of the team seems confident.
Yeah, to be fair, it was, you know,
Eikä taas tästä taas vähän ylimääräistä.
Pulled out of nowhere. We've seen the lane experience before. Sometimes it is hard for them to reset after falling down to that lower bracket. So massive props to them to be able to come back from that one. But yeah, the draft was the start of the undoing for the side of BBT.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult. After seeing the draft, they needed to, you know, win that team fight, but with, you know, some buybacks, if they execute the team fight, they're going to be able to come back with the heroes that they have, use the epicenter, charge again. They don't have that many big cooldowns, and I just didn't see the play to win mentality from BB team in this one. They had a bit of a, I would say, hard draft to execute. Everything needed to be pretty much perfect, but they were kind of stuck in the base, and I didn't see those moves where they're trying to, go for a play, risk it, see how it goes from there, because I think they need to do that in this type of a game.
Yeah, it was a tough one for BB team. I'm
Nyt ollaan tässä näin nyt hetken aikaa.
Exit interview from one of their players, but before we do,
tehty. Koti näyttää Warhammerilta tällä hetkellä. Niinku legit Warhammerilta.
That's all he needed to help him. There were some stacks as well, and that's what gave him such a good into this one, Fia.
Yeah, and I think we'll get to see that right here. And there's a bunch of cool things that happened here. One is, of course, yeah, you're owning me really hard as Shadow Fiend. Dying is really bad for you, but Ramses was also losing the offlane very badly. And look who got the first blood. The Ion Shell got the first blood for Ramses, catapulting his net worth up. So Thompson's happy. He actually killed the Shadow Fiend, got the XP from it. The offlane's happy. He got the first blood gold. So it was just a great clip overall.
Yeah, a double whammy there to bring it back. We've got another highlight we're going to bring up here and have a watch through.
Yeah, this is the fight where they're gonna charge in mid, they're gonna cancel the charge into ulti. One of the few plays where BB team actually got quite a lot of it. Really nice disruption save. It's in his name, and you can see the power of this Requiem. This is one of the few fights where BBK manages to get it off, lands multiple heroes. They get a Thompson, and they're gonna get one more kill after that on the other side of the map.
So it's one of those things where you start thinking, is there a back and forth into this game? Is there a way that BB team are able to maybe claw it back? But over and over again, that Spirit Breaker doing a lot of work. Everyone on the side, actually, of Tundra was doing a lot of work. But do you guys have a standout for the whole series? Your MVP, your PlayStation MVP, perhaps?
Yeah, I think Whitemon, he had a great performance. Game number 1 on Chen did as much as he could, even though they did lose that game. Jakiro as well really did shine on that one. Some really nice ice paths, some really nice macro fires zoning ones so that they can fight into them.
Well, look, surprise, we have Whitemon joining us here on MVP. Congratulations, Whitemon. You played fantastically, but on top of that, you were able to knock out the
Swordman-ryhmä, jonka attack-menteissä on
I don't know. Feel good.
Yksi kappale.
Because it's pure
Miten nää on niitä free-helvettejä? Mitäköhän vittu niitten nimi oli? Siis free-komppaneita, 6 kappaletta. Ja sitten niitten kaverina on myös.
We really need to win this.
6 kappaletta pyssyhemuleita.
Was that before the series or after the game 1 loss?
It's before the series.
Okay, alright. Well then what was the big turnaround between game number 1 and game number 2?
I think game number 1 we play like against Team Liquid. We still like not getting over it. Like
Greatswordejä.
Auras, like trying to
haltia Greatswordejä, mutta ne on nyt Greatswordejä tässä turnauksessa. Ei saa kyseenalaistaa.
Bad Boom playing kinda slow, so and we also not really like practicing our playing fast, so we just like match their speed. So if they play slow, we play slow.
Ja niitten kavereina on kanssa
we very good to play late game.
Pyssyhemuleita.
Yeah, we just play slow.
Yeah, you think you can go late, we can go even later.
Ja free company. Vittu, nää ei oo kyllä maalattu oikein kunnossa. Pitäisikö näihin laittaa jotain väriä? Ehkä poistetaan yksi tommonen tos ja laitetaan tilalle semmonen vähän parempi.
For the team. Do you still do that on BB team now that you play with players like Ramses, Pure? They're more vocal, but are you still making like in-game calls and where to move on the map?
I think in TSM, yeah, I make the most calls, but I think in here I just like make a short call, something like that. Maybe like some early games, or maybe I'm asking the question because Pure said if we like quiet, then you should just ask the question where we want to play the map. How do we want to team fight, something like that. Just ask, you know. Sure. So I think mostly the comms is Pure. You know?
So on this team, you don't have to be as vocal, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have been doing a lot of region hopping, you know, obviously SEA, and then you went over to NA. Now you're in Western Europe. What's the biggest difference that you've seen between all of those regions?
I think the difference, maybe in SEA we kinda play slow. We play really slow. It's like we just play for a team fight. We don't really talk like how we want to play the map. It's like we don't know how to close the map, something like that. So we just play slow and play for the late game team fight, something like that. And maybe for NA, I think we when I was in TSM, I think we play really fast. We play well with objective one by one.
Nyt pitäisi vähän katsoa, että okei, mulla on nyt kaikki näitä. Oikein määrä.
Lost, then you're like, okay, well, that was...
Hetken joutuu tässä se pienen hengähdystauon tekemään.
Something like
that. We lost.
Eli meillä on
yeah, and in Western Europe, we play more like strategic. So we know how to close the map, we know how to play the map, we know how to control the map, we know like how to team fight, we talk about it, everything, how we want to ward, something like that. So it's more like details.
And how do you feel about position 5 right now? Because you had a great performance in the second game on that Sven, traditional hero, but you have to learn it. You didn't even die a single time, which is pretty impressive. So how do you feel about the current position 5 meta?
I think this Sven heroes might be a new meta because I think everyone like picking Sven right now, and this hero is kinda busted because you know the shield undispellable and it gives passive armor also, and yeah, it's like movement speed, something like that. And also right now, I think everyone buying auras also, so I think this Sven really like really good hero.
Absolutely, I have to agree. And for your next series, you might be playing against PSG Quest or Falcons. Who would you rather face?
15. On 15. Sitten meillä löytyy tämmönen erittäin hyvin tehty maagi. Tää on tämmönen punainen velho. Ja sit meillä on sen veli. Punainen veli kans.
One more question about the Pose 5. Is the Sven something you guys had, potential for you coming into the tournament, or did you only start thinking about it and picking it up when you saw other teams playing it here at Riyadh Masters?
I mean, we already practiced it before.
Okay.
Yeah, and we already know how to play with Sven also, something like that. And
armeijan kasassa.
And some match in this Riyadh. I saw a lot of Sven also.
Nyt tehdään semmonen tarkistus, että kaikki meillä on nyt oikeet yksiköt täällä näin. Handkunnereita 30. Katsotaan. 1 ryhmä, 2 ryhmää. 3 ryhmää. Kyllä, handkunnereita on oikea määrä. Knightit on molempia, Svertmänä ja 16 kappaletta löytyy. Electrocountti löytyy kanssa sieltä. Se taitaa olla kyllä Great modeli, mutta se on elektrokautti. Sitten löytyy Free Companyitä 7 rykelmelmä löytyy. Ja handkunnereita 6. Sitten löytyy 12 Greatbirdia löytyy. Ja handkunnereita 6 siinä löytyy. Ja 2 Hellblasteria ja 3 tykkiä. Kaikki löytyy! Kaikki löytyy! Meidän armeija on valmiina huomiseksi.
Or Birmingham, you guys usually had a pretty solid upper bracket run straight into playoffs, but here you guys ran the elimination nearly the entire time. So I was wondering, throughout this whole experience, have you learned anything new about your team with this kind of unique
semmonen bugi, että
yeah, it was good run, especially that we didn't even understand our drafts good in group stage.
Kävi semmonen bugi, että mä yritin vanhempien luona kirjautua. Mä otin screenshotin tästä ja lähetin mun sähköpostiin, mä voin näyttää.
Some heroes we didn't have in the pool, but then when we knew what to play, what is strong, it was fun to play. Unfortunately it was late. So that's why we played
Joku kirjoittaa Googlella bla bla bla, ja täällä mulla oli niinku valmiina tehty niinku.
So how often do you find that during the course of a tournament you've had to play catch up before? Was this new for you guys to have to be behind the meta, or are you kind of used to that and this was just a little bit more intense than usual?
I would say we always have the rough group stage, but even this is enough to get to the upper bracket. But now we had really bad triple at the start of the tournament, so It was really
Nyt
hard
kun
to
ei ole
stand.
vihollisia
Good
täällä
fish.
äijät mukana, niin mä nyt voin kertoa teille niinku tämmösen salaisuuden, mitä mä oon tehnyt tähän näin. Mä oon tehnyt salaisuuden. Täällä on tämmönen Battle Wizardi, joka on Hepan päällä, ja se on, jolla liitetään meidän Knights of the Wolf-ryhmään, ja mä esitän ihan helvetin noobia täällä ryhmässä. Mä menen pelaamaan tonne, ja esitän vammasta. Sit vihut tulee ja duelaa sen mun kusisen maagin, mut sit sillä onkin S Magic itemi täällä. One Horseman Spectrum. Ja mitä tää tekee? Tää vaihtaa meidän statsit keskenään. Swappaa Strenan, swappaa Toughness, swappaa HP ja swappaa atakit. Se saa mun kusisen maagin kaikki statsit, ja mä saan sen.
Last year, so having Pure do this is very poetic.
Niin toimii, Siimake! Miksi se Discord-linkki toimii? Puuttuukin Discord, ei se toimi. Siellä alhaalla on, jompikumpi niistä linkeistä toimii. En minä vittu on varma.
But it's nice to see like both like the player and the separate team having success in the top 6, and Tundra, like I hope this bids well for them against, I guess, Falcons tomorrow.
He actually snapped the tip off.
No tässä oli nyt mun suunnitelma, se toimii kerran.
Dismantling this team one by one, starting with the key, maybe the players next.
Ending with the key.
Ending with the key, yeah, that's right. It was a 3-game best of 3, and the last thing that was
Mun lista on nyt tässä. Turpa kiinni, Action Johnson! Nyt näkee uudemman kerran. Ja mun käsittääkseni Magic-itemeitä ei tarvi sanoa edes vastustajalle. No niin. Ja tässä nyt on meidän lista. Käydään katsoa semmonen sähköpostien kuva. Kai se on silleen, että mä voisin ottaa siitä ja näyttää sen listan vaan. Vittu, tässä on tää isompi lista. Mun tarvitsen toisenkin listan. Mulla on 2 listaa pitää olla. Joo. Noin. Lähetetty. Se on sit siinä. Mitä Discordissa tapahtuu? On ihan vittu hauska. Olisiko Eetun aika lähteä nukkumaan? Noniin äijät. Se on nyt tehty. Mä laittaisin liven kiinni. Huomenna 7 herätyskello soimaan. Ja saman tien kun kello lyö 7, niin IR-live päälle. Juu, kyllä. 7 on live päällä. tiedän Action Johnson, että me ollaan oltu yläkoulussa, kun kutoslaitos on ollut current game. Sen takia mä oonkin niin kotisasti pelaamassa tätä. Ja se olisi oikeesti makeeta, että Action Johnson toisi joku niinku, jengi, jonka kanssa pelaa vaikka kerran viikossa tai kerran kuukaudessa niinku Warhammerin ja käydä vähän vääntää. Olisi ihan vitun makeet. Onko hyvä pointti, otetaan asiat nyt mukaan. Mittanauha mukaan. No, nyt on se mukana. Tää powerbank ei varmaan kestä niinku koko aikaa. Mä laitan sen lataukseen nyt. Täällä on 58 pinnaa. Hyvä, että sanoit. Tripodi on messis, auto on. Se kuulostaa, että Action Johnson on tylsältä. Ilman modeleja ei tarvii olla, että siinä on pieni semmonen strateginenkin osa siinä mun mielestä. Näin mä ajattelen. No niin, katsotaan. Mulla on nyt myös kaikki nämä laput täällä. Nämä otetaan mukaan. Mitä muuta tarvitsee vielä? Mulla on nyt kaikki. Noppia tosta vähän kylkeen. Lompakko. Pitääkö se jo nyt laittaa valmiiksi lompakko? Noniin äijät. Tosi. Armeija kasas, kaikki kasas, mä oon valmiin. Ei, mikään muu ei ole enää kuin, että huomen sotimaa. Huomen sotimaa. Mä oon valmiina. Saatiin työt tehtyä 10 tuntia ennen taisteluita. Mun mielestä ihan hyvä. Ilmoittautuminen 8.30. Eli se on 7 herätys. Neljä minimissä ja maksimissaan ilmeisesti. Nallera. Mun pitäisi niin kun opetella, kuinka lasketaan pisteet. Mä en osaa laskea pisteitä. Mikä on piste englanniksi? Don't dick. Ettekö miten mä niinkun... Niin mitäs lasket ne? Et niinku... Mikä vittu tämä on? No siis suhka tälleen mä nyt mun pitää varmaan oikeesti oottaa. Mutku... Mä en oikeesti tiedä miten luet. Tiedät, lasketaan pisteet. Ei vittu. Mitäs noi säännöt? Yksi treenipeli vedettiin jo, niin se pitäisi riittää. Kyllä mä nyt osaan säännöt sen yhden pelin puolelta niin kun. On se victory points? No vitsi, mä kysyin tätä justiinsa, että niin kun... Learn how to play. Musta täällä jossain otkut säännöt. Ei vittu, täällä on paljon. Ei nyt jaksa lukea ihan oikeesti. Tää valvotus, tää eiköhän ruveta pelaamaan. En mä tiedä sääntöjä. Jumalauta. Miten mä saan pisteitä? Niinku on se oikeesti jossain niinkun Ei vittu. Eikö missään kuules niinku löydy niinku victory pointeita? No pakos näin, mä meinasinkin mennä kysyy. Tää oli munkin ajatus. Kerro kumpi voitti. Ai jumalauta. Nukuin vähän huonosti, voitko laskea munkin pisteet? Kuulkaahan nytten, mä tulen voittamaan huomenna. Tajuutteko? SM-kisat, mä vaan menen vetää turpaa. Älkähän nyt mustamaalatko niinku kaikkea, mitä voi tapahtua. Niin ei tapahdu. Niin kun... Mä tulen huomenna nussimaan. Mä oon nyt treenannut. Haluatteko sitä paitsi nyt... Oota, mä voin näyttää. Katsokaas. Mä voin näyttää. Tässä on mun Hellblaster Volleykannonin ensimmäisen kierroksen noppaheitto. Mä voin näyttää. Mitä isompi numero, sitä parempi, ja tätä ei saa tulla. 10, maksimirolli. 6. 4, 20 iskua. Paljon parempi kuin average. Mä oon reenannut tätä. Toinen, 10. Ei laskettu, olisi tippunut. 10. Ja 30 iskuu! Maksimaalinen! Maksimaalinen! Vittu, mä käytän kaikki mun RNGt ennen turnausta. Tää on huono. Kymmenen. 4. 8. 6. 4. Ei vittu, nyt meni rikki ehkä. Käytetään, tai ei, 1 ja 2 paska menee rikki. 6 tulee critical strike, 5 menee vaan kuti paskaksi. 3 ei saa ampua seuraavalkaan vuorolla ja 4 ei saa sillä ampua sillä vuorolla enää. Ei saa ampua seuraavalla. Mulla on rerolli. Ei uusi 3. On huono meille. No. Karkki lattialta. On se kertsi oikeesti rerolli, jos jää vinoon. Siis et se jää niinku silleen, että se on niinku, vaikka 4 ja 6 välissä, niin se on aina rerolla. Niin saatana. No, mut ei mitään. Jos mä laittelen riimin kiinni, mä menen katsomaan tosta elokuvaa. Huomenna aamulla sitten herätään aikaisin ounaamaan. Kaikki saa chatista tulla kannustamaan juontajaa. On kuitenkin SM-kisat, mutta niin kuin kaikkihan tietää, että mä oon aikamoinen nussia. Noin valmis. Hei, kiitti kaikille katselijoille. Saatiin tehtyä miehen työ, rakennettiin asiat valmiiksi. Oli aika pahan näköistä jo tuossa yhdessä vaiheessa. Kello 12. Mun mielestä ihan sopivalla aikameritillä tässä näin.